Hey, Total Cam, hey, what's up? Hmm? Right, yo, Doge, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Yeah, still working on this this bloody piece right now. Cause just I don't know. Right now, I just can't figure out what yeah, I haven't yet to figure out what sort of background I'm like going for. You know what, I'm gonna make these like somewhere like the same size with the AMG logo here. Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, should work. Should work. Slightly like tad bit wider. Right now I just can't for the life of me figure out what to do with the background. It's some seed. Okay, who might this be? It's some seed. Sunny? I'm guessing Sunny. No, I'm just, okay, it's not exactly I'm off for IRL stuff, but we already have, like, the React schedule. I just thought, yeah, you know, might as well just do it. I think we're just gonna do 2 videos today. Well, we just sort of, like, you know, on, like, in passing, we just have a bit of, like, a little chat before, like, we get started to, like, the React stuff. But yeah, I just decided I'm just gonna also, you know, just gonna make this like a somewhat like chat with, you know, a bit of like art here. I'm just gonna like, I have to figure out where do I like how do I get around like doing this, like get around doing like the background for this artwork. So, I do wish I mean, if best, right, I really want to finish this like by Sunday, so I can actually start on like the other stuff, especially like the video stuff. I really need like get started on that. So, how many more days do we have for like this sort of stuff? Okay, where the hell is all like the shit? 22 days. Not a lot. It's not a lot of like days. Just really need to like get this done. Yeah. We're just gonna, you know, just have a bit of a chat here. To be fair, I think about as well, everyone is kind of here already. You know, just give me like I'm just like giving like a few minutes. Just wanna like start sketching for a bit. You know what? 20 minutes. 10:30 we start the React stuff. So tonight, also yeah, I just wanna just drop this Squid, the Squid, the guy who made the like those amazing car videos. Like they actually, he actually went to my account, like just commented on my videos. Like, oh my god, like it's like, bro, I got noticed by senpai. So yeah, and so and I was also like sort of planning it, but it's like, oh wow, what a timing. So yeah, tonight we'll be doing you know, maybe two videos, 3 if we have the time, because these are like a bit of like a longer video. So you know what, this one after the ad, like we'll start doing the React stuff after like the next ad plays, if you don't mind. So for the meantime, I just wanna like figure out like this artwork first. Okay, just really need to like look at okay, not you, Google Chrome. I'm just gonna have to look at like, you know, what others did with the postcard. Just have to like check them out. Yeah. You know, I think today maybe I might be a little bit chilled out. So yeah. So possibly a bit of like a shorter stream. But actually, you know, I'm also gonna look at some I'm just gonna look at something for just say, you know, inspo. Need to figure out how do I go about doing this. Well, I think this is just sort of like the problem here. Now there's way too much empty space, and I really don't know how to like fill that in. There's way too much empty space. I don't know how to fill this in. Okay, so because the red border is what we. At least I want to fill like the thing in the like the green box here, because that's where like the save, they call it like the save space. Bleed is where like the postcard is like where the cutoff is. So because it's also gonna be like clashing with the clashing with the flame, the eye flame. I don't know how we're gonna go about doing this. I mean, like, I'm just gonna tell, just the shading here, that stressed me enough. Like, I'm already, like, it may not look like it, but this is like, what, several days I had to do like the shading, like the hatching, because like, I just have no idea how to proceed from here. And then now I need to get it done tomorrow. Wow, and I have no idea how do I proceed with the bloody background. I kind of want to like put a name on the back, but I don't know, it just feels like I think because of like the way it's colored, right? It really like muddles like the character a bit, my character. So that's why I just sort of have like a diagonal, like, you know, like opposites with the AMG logo here. Okay, maybe without the eye flame is better, because I think the eye flame is just might gonna like tiny details really gonna fuck with like printer. Yeah, just maybe I just cut out like the tiny details, so it's like yeah. So I'm just gonna use my old like original name here. Sort of had a vision of like bit of like a smoke, sort of like a smoke effect. I think maybe I should just start sketching, see, you know, if things just come along. I'm gonna follow this line here, like the chain. I'm gonna follow like the line of the chain here. Yeah, Sans Undertale off. Fuck you, man. I swear to God. Actually, you know what? That's actually gonna be part of the intro video I have to do for the for like an AMG. I'm just gonna make a joke, like a Sans joke. It's like, for the last time, I'm not Sans from Undertale. I think I'm just gonna put all this in like a layer, a folder first. Yeah, just Sans under with lower graphical settings particles off. Damn it. You're Sunny, isn't it? You're Sunny, right? God. This is how I reacted with shot we play through week where like how the lighting and clouds look so weird. No, I just turned down like my graphics setting because again I try to like keep my, I want my hardware to like last for a bit. Okay, I think I have one of those like brush. I think might as well just put it to use. Yeah, this. Yeah, something like this. Okay, I don't think this works better if it's like in a manga sort. To replay the game, I started a new engine remake with the lowest setting and shoestring budget. Make rounds so you toss a smoke bomb if that's a viable. Yeah, no, but this one I think this one just makes better sense if it's like for a manga. I do see this like stroke a lot. Let me just see if Hey Shark, hey, what's up? Yeah, I would fit the Kusarigama as a standard shinobi kid. No, actually because by sort of by law, right? I'm using Kusarigama is not actually for like the, like my character is not necessarily because it's like, you know, my character is a ninja, but my character is a Grim Reaper. But I just sort of like wanna, instead of like, you know, like typical drawing chilling also nice. Hey, thank you Shark, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna do a react later after, like in 10 minutes after like this ad plays. But yeah, now I just need to just figure out how to how do I approach this. But yeah, after this we gotta go do the React stuff after this. But now I just need to figure this just so give me a Neo cover if I ever play the Switchblade Warrior. Neo cover. Neo get the receivable side when fully unpacked for high stuns and heavy attack. Alright, okay. But I do have Neo claim for my Epic account, the free game. So I'm not sure. I thought maybe I'll just play by myself, one of these days. Yeah, TLDR was stability optimization compared to Warlong. I think maybe we're getting somewhere. I can just sort of visualize in my head now. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. Just give me a moment. Okay, if I just get it right, I think I'll just like save this and I'll just move on to the React stuff. So I'm just how many game titles you can think of when you've grown and you've seen run into the ground? Game titles I've grown up on, seen get run to the ground. Assassin's Creed. Yeah, that's Assassin's Creed. That's definitely number one, and I think it's since the ad also play. But I think we just sort of got something going for here. So yeah, I think we are set. So yeah, I'm just gonna say first came to mind Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed. That's definitely one, because I fucking love Assassin's Creed. And just seeing the way it falls is just like, damn, wow. How the mighty have fallen, tell you. Okay, what else? You know what, Need for Speed, definitely. Like, I used to love Need for Speed, like most of their game, but I'm just gonna say this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm just gonna say it. God, Unbound is like the worst Need for Speed title I've played ever. And like what makes it like what's making me hate it so much is I'm just gonna say this. You know, like the feeling you look at a game, it's like, wow, there is a good game in here. Like you can just see, like, you know, from a title you play like for a bit, it's like, wow, there's a good game in here, but God, like there's like one stupid thing they do in the game that just kills like the entire game for me. I'm just like, wow, like this one decision is so brain dead that I just quit the game entirely. It doesn't matter how good the game is. Yeah, burnout. Let him burn out as much disappear abruptly. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, I mean Need for Speed, definitely. Payday 2. Payday 2, yeah. What? How far, like, how Payday 2 have fallen, man? Game fucking fell off. Borderlands? I mean, Borderlands gameplay is good, but I think just story is just getting worse, like, after, like, every subsequent release. Like, that's what I heard. Other than that, get right into the gal in that space. Alright, that space. Alright, okay. COD is just definitely like, yeah, you really can't you can't really understand how much injustice like that was done to like freaking COD. I still have plenty of videos that I've already okay, I'm still not sure about like the whole SCP stuff. Right now I'm just not in the mindset to like do like the scary react stuff and shit. But this one actually I think is recommended by you, Giant Guns for Max. Yeah, here, this one, Giant Gun for Max. Like you recommended me this one, so I think we're gonna start with this one like tonight. So yeah, I think this one's also another one. It's just gonna be like a shorter one. We're gonna do like 2 videos here tonight. So we're gonna start with this. Yeah, Giant Gun for Max, and then we just follow it up by This Wasn't Made For You. Cause I think, you know what, I think we've way past, you know, like the sort of like the 2 weeks, 1 month sort of like self-limit that I impose. I want to like let the video have as much, like, you know, like let them get their views as much as they can before like I do a react myself. That's sort of like something I do. I think I'm way overdue now for this one, the Honda S2K. Yeah, we got Honda S2K, and then I mean, we're gonna see which, like 2 weeks to 1 month. Maybe this one, I kind of want to like let it, like, you know, play like a bit more longer, like 1 month. You know, maybe this one, but 500k view is actually pretty good actually. Yeah, the Oarfish, which, you know, okay, you know, if we have the time, we go to like the Oarfish, and also this one. Yeah. If we have the time, we move on to like the Oarfish, like, you know, because like what the hell not 3 videos. Yeah, 1 video per stream test. I think not like now. I think, you know, maybe next few weeks I'm gonna like cut down like the streams for a bit, because I need to like work on the like the video stuff. Plus next week I'm going to KL. Like, yeah, next week I'm going to Gundam Base. Next week. So yeah, I'm gonna go myself, but I'm actually not gonna go on my birthday, like my birthday itself. I'm gonna go there to KL. I'm just gonna go like on the 3rd, on a Friday. I'm gonna go on a Friday. My sister's birthday is on the 5th, so I just thought, hey, you know, I'm just gonna I'll just get my cake, you know, from like, you know, from like the like, you know, from my sister's. Like, I'm just gonna have a slice of cake there. I was like, okay, that's my cake as well, I guess. Yeah, I don't need like a yeah, the next video also by the Rocks. Wait, really? Huh, alright. But yeah, Gundam Base in KL. So I'm gonna go like Friday, go to Gundam. I'm gonna just go to like KL on a Friday, and then we went there, just, you know, we just have a rest, and then following 4th is the Saturday. I'm going Gundam Base on a Saturday. Like, I'm just gonna go there myself. And then 5th, my sister's birthday. I'll just, you know, get another day worth of dinner, and then Monday 6th I'll come back. I'll come back. You know what? Depends. If I'm feeling it, if I have the time, I'm gonna do like a hand cam for like my birthday celebration. How is that? Like my birthday itself. So 7th. Yeah, my birthday is on the 7th July. I'll set up a camera. We'll do like a hand cam build. And we are building the Blockies Optimus Prime, Jetwing Optimus Prime. So if you have the time, I mean, I'm just gonna like go out, you know. I just also need to like just really put focus on the, like really like put focus on the like the video stuff I'm working on, and then after that, yeah, if I have the time, you know, if it's like super late, I want to get footage of myself having cake and eating it. No, I'm just cake. The cake's not. I'm just. It's. I don't really care for cake either. Like, dude, if I want a cake, I just buy a cake and eat it, man. I'm an adult. I'm 30-year-old adult. Like, who's gonna stop me? You know, like I can buy a whole ass cake and I just eat it. You know, who's gonna tell me no? Right? And yeah, and then after that, if I have like a bit of time in the night, like if I feel like it, late night build. First ever food review video on KirisakiJake review. But you know, I'm definitely gonna do like the Gundam based vlog. Yeah, it's just gonna be a short video that's and I said just bits like going back and forth from the train as well. Yeah. But anyways, so let me just open the video first. Just open the video first. Oh, War Thunder. Great, War Thunder. Wait, why is it? Wait, is it changed? Wait, did YouTube change the layout, or did I change my? Well, YouTube definitely changes layout. Yep, YouTube definitely changes layout. Again, wow. Goddamn YouTube. But yeah, also I'm just gonna make like shrink my little model here for a bit. But yeah, big guns for big mechs. Yeah, it's been the same since the last sizing. Wait, really? I don't know, it just doesn't look smaller. It definitely been like smaller because when I used to, right, I just like click the thing, the React profile. It doesn't feel like the screen. I specifically had it cropped so it's like feel the screen perfectly, but now it doesn't feel the screen like, you know, like the stream as much now. Oh, hold on. No, not yet. Not yet. I don't know. But yeah, I think, you know what, maybe this, you know, birthday on birthday stream, if I can, if somehow I manage to make the time, because again, I need to edit the videos, and video editing is gonna be like, it's gonna be quite long, and plus, you know, I have to do recording as well. So if I can just do as much recording as I can, then yeah, I might gonna make it for the night. No, it's definitely smaller. I swear it. Even the icons are like slightly different. Yeah, on stream or your own period, it's like much of an audience waving glow sticks. Damn, Sonny, really? You gonna burn me like that? You really gonna burn me like that? You know what? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna run the ad one more time while I go like take a piss. So yeah, I go take a piss. We'll do like the react proper. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. So yeah, let me just set up. Okay, background music off, desktop audio on. Right. Okay. Okay, let's get ready. Hello YouTube, I'm KirisakiJake. Tonight we're watching Giant Guns for Max, which means there will be Gundams.
This video is sponsored by War Thunder. 440mm shell casings raining down on your car is not a great start to the day. But then again,
well, the shell
robots
oh yeah, of
giant
course,
guns.
Eva.
Take the humble
if it's like
vacuum
Eva
from
size,
the
then like yeah, I think
original Mobile Suit
acceptable.
Gundam anime. The quintessential grunt units.
Yep.
Mass-produced,
Zaku.
Disposable, and casually lugging
The
around a
humble Zaku.
120mm
Which, by the way, if you
gun.
build
That's basically an
the
M1
real
Abrams main
great
gun, but fully automatic. Even the secondary weapons in Gundam get ridiculous, like head-mounted Gatling guns that are supposedly 60mm.
Wait, how big is 60
Personally, I love
like,
a mech with a shotgun.
millimeter,
Just take a normal shotgun and
like,
scale it up until each shell
round.
is the size of a
I have a
fire
ruler by my
extinguisher.
side,
Perfect.
like, what
but
is
it
it?
does raise a question. How practical are these absurdly
Okay,
oversized
that's
weapons?
a
I mean,
fake
how
bullet
practical are
still.
mechs
That's
in
a
general is
fake
the bigger
bullet,
question.
like-
But we'll ignore that for now. Instead, let's put the gun
And I
into
feel like
Gundam
it's
and
definitely
break
like a
down the
bit
reality
smaller.
of giant guns
Does
for
feel like
giant
it's gonna be
robots.
small because that
Created by
shell
Yoshiyuki
size is like
Tomino,
what?
1979's mobile
Are you gonna
Suit
shove that
Gundam was
all
hugely
inside the head?
influential,
And it's a
especially in how
Gatling
it
as well.
reimagined giant robots. Before Gundam, mechs in anime were often portrayed as
But,
these enormous, almost supernatural
yeah, I think
beings,
as I was trying to
basically
say
indestructible,
just now, right,
godlike machines. Gundam dialed that way
Like if you
back.
build
Instead, it
the
gave us
real
something far
grade,
more
I think
grounded,
maybe
or at
I think
least
it's also
relatively
applied.
grounded.
It
This is
also
why it's
applies
often
to the
called the
master
first
grade. But if
real
you build a
robot
real
anime,
grade,
where mechs are treated less like superheroes and
Zaku,
more like
right?
military
I actually
hardware.
did.
Still
It's my
highly
first real
advanced
grade.
technology, but operating in the same
Like if you
space
build
as
like
tanks,
the
artillery, and
like the
fighter jets.
drum,
One of
like the dinner
clearest
plate
indications
mag,
of
right? You
this
open
is
it
their
up,
weapons.
they actually
While
molded
anime mechs,
the
especially the
bullets,
Gundam type
like
hero
all
machines,
of
are often
them
armed
in
with
the
flashy
drum.
energy weapons. A lot
Like
of
they
the time, they've just got
don't have
regular
to do that, but they
bullet-spewing machine
molded the
guns, like the
bullet
Principality
just
of Zeon's
because they
workhorse,
can.
the Zaku
On a
2 with its
144
iconic Pan
scale.
magazine-fed 120mm autocannon. Just the idea of this
So
thing is
100
terrifying, even if it's quickly shown to be basically useless against
Oh
the
yeah, that
RX-78
is a
Gundam and its
huge
titanium
round.
armor.
Like,
And aesthetically, it's possibly based on the Japanese Type 92 machine gun, a
yeah, this
7.7
is like-
mm World War II aircraft gun that was derived from
like
probably the
legit,
best-known
it's
pan-fed weapon
fake,
of all
man.
time,
Like, I
the
can't
British
put
Lewis
my
gun.
head
Maybe with a
around
bit
that
of
round. That's how
Dektarev
big
thrown
the
in.
round
And
is. I
it's
think
not
it's
just the
like
bad
like
guys
what?
or the slightly darker shade of
Like,
grey
is it
guys.
as
Even
big as a
some
tank
Gundams
round?
stick with ballistic weapons, like the RX-79G ground
Oh my
type, which
God.
occasionally runs a 100mm
Ah,
machine
phrase
gun, or
it.
the Earth
It's gotta be
Federation's
fun.
mass-produced GM with its 90mm.
You always like the
bullpup
Orlikon
rifle.
or
The
Bushmaster
Federation seems to like
25mm.
bullpups in general, with their standard issue infantry rifle being basically a space SA-80. Later in the war,
Oh yeah,
Zeon
that
even rolls out a
shitty
90mm gun for the
British
Zaku,
gun.
possibly intended to replace the 120. Maybe the smaller caliber has advantages: higher velocity,
But,
lighter weight,
changed
more
to,
ammo. It's basically the jump from
9
7.62
millimeter.
NATO to 5.56. And you just
9
know there's some kind of
90
in-universe
mil?
argument about it. The old veterans swearing by the 120 because it never let them down back on Operation British and it hits like a
I
truck.
mean, just kind of
when
like
it
what
ought
the
to. It's the size of
AK,
one.
the
Zeon is generally
AK.
quite Wehrmacht coded.
Because I think
especially
most
in
AKM
0080, where
still
the
use like
MMP-80
7.62,
debuts.
right?
90mm might also be a reference to the real 9mm MP40.
Yeah, it's 90
Though
mil.
design-wise, it's closer to the West German Volta MPL. In Gundam Wing, you've got the Leo, possibly the most hapless cannon fodder grunt of all time.
That's a
Still
base
packing a
comparison.
105mm drum-fed automatic. The design of the gun being a bit reminiscent of the German MG08,
But-
specifically
I
the
mean,
air-cooled
but I did watch a
aircraft
little
version
bit,
from
like
World
this
War
first few
I,
part
but
about
with
the
a big
real guys.
round
I'm
ammo
gonna
drum
shoot.
that
I'm
looks
gonna be
like
sure
it came off
it's
a
gonna get to
modern
like the
rotary
beam
cannon.
guns
And these
later.
things even have scopes, which to be fair makes sense given the need for targeting sensors on the weapon, just like a tank gun has optics. Although in the Zaku's case, it literally
just gonna say
lifts the
it's for
scope up
cool
to
factor.
align with its head
It's for
mono-eye.
cool
Later explained
factor,
as some
but-
kind of laser link targeting system,
Because,
which is completely ridiculous, but I kind of love it. And if
Because
you're
I think
a fan
most of the
heavy
time,
metal,
right,
today's sponsor, War
from what
Thunder,
I get
definitely
is-
has you
oh my
covered.
God,
With
my
over
brain is so slow
2,500
today.
Tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships
But
from 10
yeah, but I
major
think
nations,
mostly
War Thunder
is
is
they
the
don't
most
actually
comprehensive
aim
vehicle
down
combat
the
game out
sights.
there.
Like I think it's just
Everything
mostly
from
for
1920s biplanes and
it's just
armored cars
mostly
to
like for
modern-made
dramatic
battle tanks and
effect.
jet
But I think the
fighters.
aiming,
And they
right?
all look,
Like most of
sound,
the time I
and
see
feel
in anime, they mostly
fantastically
just
authentic.
still like
One thing I love
aim
is the
from the
realistic
hip because they already have the
balance, because there are
sensor,
no
right?
hit points
So,
in real life.
yeah.
And sometimes there's nothing more satisfying than seeing
You
an
wanna think of a
armor-piercing
Zaku
round enter a
120, but
vehicle at a
side
very
feeding.
inconvenient place. Play War Thunder for
But
free on
there's
PC,
a
PlayStation, Xbox,
side
and mobile.
feeding
Use my
version?
links in the description.
Oh, you
or
mean
pinned
like
comment to
the
sign up and
magazine
grab
on the
massive
side?
bonus pack for new players and returning players who haven't played in 6 months on PC and console.
Actually,
This
not gonna lie, I
pack includes
kinda
the
like
Eagle
that
of
little
Valor
bit,
decoration,
like the
100,000
profile. I just
Silver
sort of like it,
Lions,
like, you
and
know,
7
the
days of
guns.
premium accounts.
No, I
It's
like my
available
guns
for
to
a
be a
limited
little
time
like
only, so
skinny
join over
on the
95
front.
million players
Like that,
worldwide in
like
intense
the
PvP battles. If you love
the
heavy
drum
hitting
mag on the top, it
military
just does
hardware,
feels like a
you'll
little
feel
bit like,
right
you
at
know, it's like a
home.
t-shirt, just a
when
bit
you look at the
uncanny.
standard issue calibers across Gundam, a pattern emerges. 90mm, 100mm, 105 and 120mm. This is the writers thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we gave giant robots main battle tank caliber machine guns? The knock-on effect is that the fictional tanks get even bigger guns, or more of them. Now obviously those heavy calibers do exist in
But,
the real world,
I mean,
but
to
the
be
weapons
fair,
that shoot them
how are you
usually
gonna like
slow-firing,
rapid
often
fire
manually
them?
loaded.
Like it's
sure
not
there
gonna
would
be
many
like
volunteers for
super
that job on
high
the mobile
rate of
suits. There are
fire.
auto-loaders, even for large rounds like the Russian 125mm, but these are far from delivering
Oh.
a machine gun-like rate of fire. That said, super heavy autocannons aren't entirely science fiction. The Swedes built the Bofors FAK-120,
okay.
an actual 120mm automatic gun.
Okay, it did not escape me the fact that it's called the FAK 120.
gun,
It's
capable
like,
of up to 80 rounds per minute. The Russian AK-130 only has about half that
Of
rate
course.
of fire, but makes up for it with twin barrels.
of course, even the ships have AKs, right? But the Swedes, like, and I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna build like a big, auto firing, like repeating, like artillery gun thing, whatever. I don't know the terms, but it's like, yeah, hey, come on, man, because like it called it FAK because if that thing is pointed at you, you are fucked. Both for these nuts, you fuck.
And 130mm shells. These kind of weapons were originally intended for naval use, but also perfect for a giant robot. Of course, some giant robots are less giant than
Voltoms,
others.
of course.
Smaller mechs like the AMP suits from Avatar, and ones featured in animes like Fang of the Sun Dugram and Armored Trooper Votoms.
Yep,
Smaller as in
Votoms,
5 to
definitely.
10-ish meters in height, as opposed to 20-meter tall guns.
Yeah, think about like
They're
armored
often
core
armed
height
with
as well.
autocannons in the 20 to 30mm range.
Okay, I
which are very
definitely
much a
like the
real-world
one in
thing.
Avatar
Weapons like the
because
Bushmaster
from what I remember just that scene, right? You have like the guy, like like the infantry, like on the front, and all the guy in the max, like in the back, and like you can see like the human size gun, right? Their fire rate is like high, but then like the auto, I don't know what to call it, an auto cannon, like from the max, like the little like the amp suit. Like you can sort of like see like they go like, it's not like the like a Gao 8 Avenger. I think it's called Avenger, right? But yeah, it's not even like the Gao like Avenger. It's like it's like oh my god, what the hell kind of sound am I making? But yeah, that's sort of like I can remember like the fire rate is like like the human size weapon is like and then like the max size weapon is like like it is still like high fire, but you can sort of like feel that, because it's a lot bigger, the cycling rate is also gonna be like the rate of fire is also gonna be like smaller.
Family of chain guns. The kind of thing mounted on warships, helicopters, and infantry fighting vehicles like the Bradley, although that is creeping upward, with more modern IFVs pushing into 35, 40, even 50mm territory, which
Wow,
puts their
okay,
guns in a similar
5.
bracket to the VF-1 Valkyrie from Super Dimension Fortress
Oh,
Macross.
Valkyrie
a 12
mentioned.
meter tall transformable
Macross
F-14
mentioned,
rocking a
so-
55mm Gatling gun. that works
Okay, I
as a
don't know
gun
what
pod in
is it about
fighter
Harmony
mode
Go,
and
but
a
I'm just gonna
handheld
say,
weapon in
I'm just gonna
robot
join
mode.
the
That's a
bandwagon.
significant upgrade
Fuck
on the
Harmony
20 to
Go.
30 mil
We call it
cannons you find on
Macross
real
over here.
fighter jets. But in general, autocannons make sense for lighter mechs that kind of blur the line between mecha and power armor. I'm going by the classic distinction that mechs are driven or piloted while power armor is worn. Speaking of which, while not technically mechs, Warhammer 40k Space Marines are at
Should
least
I
humanoid
buy,
semi-mechanical units.
Space
and their
Marine
standard
too?
issue firearm, the Bolter, is
Should
essentially an
I?
autocannon firing rocket-assisted
It is on a good
projectiles.
discount,
The standard
so
pattern bolt
like it
gun
is kind of tempting,
75
like 50
caliber,
ringgit,
so
70
just
cent,
over 19
kind of
millimeter.
tempting.
Basically a 20mm cannon with gyrojet rocket ammo,
So,
which
like, yeah.
again kind of makes sense. The level of
Yeah, you can
firepower
make
you'd
machine
expect
gun
from
that caliber. It's gonna be hell expensive, logistics gonna be hell.
Of
The
course,
gun is gonna be
40k
super
does
heavy.
have proper
Yeah.
mechs too. Battle suits, walkers, and the absolutely colossal titans, armed with everything
the
from
gun,
exotic energy
I mean the
weapons
Russian
to gigantic
autocannons.
ballistic cannons.
As
But
far
this
as
is
the
where an
products are just,
interesting distinction comes in.
Western
Mechs
Tango
that
poof,
hold
poof, poof,
guns
where I should
versus
prefer
mechs that
brrrt.
are guns, or at least have weapons built into their limbs. In theory, handheld weapons give you options. You can drop them, swap them out, pick things up, punch someone. In reality, that flexibility is adding yet another level of complexity to an already absurdly
Yeah, like,
complex
why do you need
machine.
5
And you'd
fingers? I think
assume
3
built-in
fingers is
guns would be
enough.
more stable, robust, and probably a lot more
I
practical.
think 3
This
fingers is
touches
like
on the wider
more than enough for a
Western
mech.
versus Eastern mech conversation that we'll get to shortly. Of course, Gundams and other mobile suits are no strangers to fixed weapons either. Wrist guns, chest guns, shoulder mounts, and of course the classic head-mounted Gatling guns. Head Vulcans have been a Gundam staple from day one. And it's a cool idea because a mech's head
Okay,
can
like,
swivel
legit, how
independently.
big?
It houses the primary
Like, what,
sensors.
90
It's basically
mil?
a turret. So slap some guns on it
Okay,
and you've
maybe
got a secondary
8,
weapon that can
50
easily engage
mil, like
targets
a
without
bit more
turning
like
the whole
acceptable
machine.
for
Kinda
Empire
similar
Air.
to
Like
the remote
like
weapon
how
stations
like
on
how
some
big
modern
are the
armored
calibers for
vehicles, or
Empire
naval
Air
combat close-in
anyways.
weapon
Like the
systems, like the
CVs.
Phalanx Sea-Wiz, built around the 20mm M61 Vulcan
Yeah, I don't really
Gatling
need like what
gun
20
and designed to
mil.
throw up a wall of
don't even
tungsten
need
against
90
incoming
for the
missiles and
head.
aircraft. And there's a land-based version, the Counter-Rocket Artillery and Mortar, or CRAM system. In Gundam, head Vulcans fill a similar role, intercepting projectiles,
And I think the
spreading
G-Quags
light
is the one that
vehicles,
does it
as
like
well
the
as
best. It also
suppressing
have
or
like a sort of the
damaging
same
sensors
tilting
on enemy
mechanism.
mobile
That is,
suits, or just
I
when
think
the
even
enemy gets
Hideaki,
too close or you run out of
Hideaki
ammo
Anno
for
or
your
like the
main
mech
gun.
design,
In
they said
Gundam
it's
Seed,
directly
they're even
inspired
straight up
by
referred
like
to
the
as
phalanx
Sea-Wiz
system, like the
guns.
way
So
like
there's a
the
problem.
turret
They are absurdly
like joint
large.
works.
According to official specs, the RX-78 has twin 60mm Gatling guns in its head. For reference, 60mm is twice the caliber of the GAU-8 Avenger on the A-10 Warthog. So we're talking about multiple 60mm barrels somehow fitting inside those tiny little ports in the Gundam's
I'm not
heads.
buying
Yeah,
it.
no, they don't fit. They just don't. Going by the established scale
At
of the
max,
machine,
I'm just gonna
those
say-
guns look way closer to 20 to 30
Yeah,
millimeter,
20.
which would line up with real-world Sea-Wiz calibers. And then there's the ammo problem. 60mm rounds are massive by autocannon standards, and these are super fast-firing Gatling guns. Where is all that ammunition supposed to go? You'd be lucky to get more than a couple of seconds of firing time. The Gundam Mark II has an external gun pod with a bit more room, but even still. It gets even sillier in Seed, where the
Yeah, I
head
don't need
guns
figures
are
on it, you just
listed
need
as
adapter.
75mm.
CV
The
size
largest
Western,
real-world
20mm,
Gatling
Eastern
guns were
37.
37mm. The
There
American
was a D50
T250
Lodos
mounted on the
missile
T249
pod
Vigilante in the late 1950s. And to be clear, I think gigantic rotary cannons are badass. 60mm Gatling guns
look
are
at
well within
that.
the realms of possibility. It'd just be nice if they fit inside the robot. Now, there
look
have
at
been real
those
60mm
guns.
autocannons like the Israeli high-velocity medium support gun. Both the Swedes and the Soviets developed 57mm autocannons, so close enough. Compact enough to be mounted on aircraft, too. And as previously discussed, autocannons can get a lot bigger than that. But these are all single-barrel weapons. That's the only way a 60mm gun works. One barrel, very compact. Anything more and it simply doesn't fit. And even then, it would need to be incredibly short relative to its bore diameter.
Yeah.
In reality, 60mm is a common caliber for mortars. And that's what this would effectively be, an automatic mortar or grenade launcher, which
wow,
are real,
that's-
but probably not ideal for intercepting fast-moving targets. Then
Yeah.
again, maybe advances in firearms technology somehow allow high-velocity,
Or maybe
short
it's
barrel
like what,
weapons. And there is
like-
some historical precedent for
like, what
low-velocity,
is it they
large-caliber
call-
autocannons, like the German MK-108,
Like the bullets are
30mm
explored into like
aircraft
tiny
gun from late
pieces
World War
for like,
II.
you know,
Short
to
barrel,
like
relatively
better
low
intercept
velocity, but
missiles.
devastatingly heavy, high explosive rounds designed to
It wasn't
rip
really
apart
heat, right, instead of
heavy bombers. Just
kinetic
one of its
rounds.
high-capacity
Ah.
so-called
Cool, what's it
mine
called? A
shells
low
could be
pressure
enough to down a
gun.
B-17 flying fortress.
Recoilless
And hey, maybe that's
rifle?
exactly what you need when you're facing down a 60-foot
High
tall
cycle enough to
robot
shake the
Cyclops
amount
with a
apart from
superheated
like
battle
single
axe.
burst,
Fans
by
have
the
tried to
way.
make sense of the 60mm figure. One theory is that it refers to the total width of the barrel cluster, meaning each individual barrel is closer to 20mm, which is a very weird way to measure caliber, but it kind of works. A nice bit of head cannon, if you will. Yeah, I'm very sorry. There's also the idea that 60mm was a
pretty good,
typo
pretty
and it was
good one.
meant to be 60 caliber, as in 0.6 inches, about 15mm. The US military actually developed a 60 caliber cartridge in the late 1930s, as a step up from 50 BMG for more effective armor penetration. It never saw service, but formed the
you know, I
basis
can
for the
buy,
standard
like,
American
50
20mm round still used
like
to this
50
day.
cal
The
for
Germans
like a
also had the
head-mounted
MG151,
Vulcan. I can
a
buy that one. I
15.1
can
millimeter
buy
machine
that.
gun or autocannon. It's right on the boundary there. And 60 caliber does match the behavior of Gundam head Vulcans quite nicely, but there's no solid evidence for the typo theory, and given that Gundam and Japan in general uses metric for everything else, I don't buy it. To be fair, some designs are a lot more reasonable. In the 8th MS team, the Easy 8 Gundam carries 35mm
no, they're not
and
recoilless rifle.
12.7mm
Low pressure
guns,
cannon
which
with gun
makes way
also
more
like that. I
sense.
think the gun
Once
is
you
under
move
pressure
weapons
around
off
like
the
plus
head and
PM.
onto the
Munition,
body,
but
the
the
scaling gets a
opposite.
bit more believable, like the
okay.
Gundam Alex.
I don't know what the hell
in
does that
008 War in
mean.
the pockets, with its triple barrel 90mm forearm guns being suitably bulky. Later in the Universal Century timeline, the Victory Gundam has head guns, but they're only 25mm revolver cannons. So single barrel weapons with multiple chambers, which would be a lot easier to fit inside a Gundam's head and lines up nicely with the setting where technology is being miniaturized and even
I think-
mobile suits themselves are getting smaller.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know,
too.
maybe it was just a way to mask shrinkflation for the model kits.
I don't know what,
think
like,
it's
this
too
stuff
much
you're
of a
just saying in the chat
generalization
means,
to
but
say that
okay, it sounds
Japanese
cool.
anime-style mechs tend to be more humanoid, anthropomorphized machines that hold their weapons, whereas Western designs lean more toward boxy walking tanks with fixed guns and hardpoints. Probably the best-known examples being walkers from Star Wars, but the biggest quote-unquote Western mech franchise has to be BattleTech, where weapons are typically integrated and each limb functions more like a turret than an arm. Now that is a sweeping generalization and there are tons of exceptions. BattleTech itself actually borrows heavily from anime. Early designs were straight up adapted from Dougram and Macross.
Wow.
And there are plenty of humanoid battle
You know, I'm
mechs,
actually also
just as
thinking of
anime
buying
has its fair
Mech
share of
Warriors
multi-legged
too.
walking tank monstrosities.
like-
But stylistically, there's
Like,
still
yeah,
a
I've
difference.
been thinking
In
of buying,
anime, there's often this sense that mechs are basically
what was it?
just
Yeah, sometimes you just
big
talking, I
people.
can't
So of course
think
they use
properly.
regular weapons, just scaled up to
Oh,
match.
yeah, I think that's
Even
what I
more
want to say.
grounded
I was
series
planning
like
to
Armored
buy
Core or Front Mission stick
Mech
with that
Warrior
idea. Mechs with
5.
hands, gripping rifles
Because apparently
like
it's
oversized
quite similar to
infantry.
Payday
A great
2 from
example
what
is
I
Pat
heard.
Labor, where police mechs literally carry gigantic Colt Python revolvers. These things are supposedly chambered in 37mm, so basically an early World War II anti-tank round. Maybe a nod to the real gun's 357 caliber, though we're mixing metric and imperial again. 37mm is also a popular caliber of riot gun, or less lethal munition launcher. You know, rubber batons, tear gas, kind of appropriate for law enforcement. Then again, a giant
I
revolver
don't
has
know,
distinctly
man. That's
dirty
way
handguards.
over.
Definitely
That's
not
still
a
gonna
man
kill a
looking to
man.
lessen his
Like, come on.
lethality. I like how in the alt
That's
history
still
of
gonna
full
kill
mech
a
panic,
man.
the Soviet Union is operating 8-meter tall mechs with 37mm AKs.
what's
Then
this?
there's Neon Genesis Evangelion out here with massively supersized Steyr ACRs and Arctic Warfare Magnums. Yes, I know the Avas aren't technically
Oh,
mechs,
wait.
but
Oh,
they
it is,
absolutely follow in the
an
mecha
op.
genre tradition. There's not much hard info
Yeah, my
or
phone's
lore
starting
on
to
the
just
calibers
start
in the
streaming.
original series,
Damn.
but judging
Yeah,
by scale,
Twitch
they
be,
must
like,
be
late
absolutely
on
ginormous.
notification.
Although, to be fair, Evangelion
Yeah,
plays
man
a
loves
little
mech, but
fast and
don't start
loose with
from
scale
early
anyway.
hobby
Still,
research
I would
tree
love to know
or
what
fire
caliber
armor
Unit 1's
cannons.
Desert Eagle is supposed to be. In the rebuild films, we
Wait,
actually get some
legit?
numbers, and they're completely unhinged. Apparently, the Ava's assault rifle is 209mm, so that's 8.2 inches. Essentially a full auto version of the main guns
Bloody
of a World War
hell,
II
that's
heavy cruiser.
huge.
Now, the US Navy's Des Moines class cruisers were commissioned in the late 1940s with
How the
auto-loading
fuck does
8-inch
that
or
thing,
203mm
like,
guns,
cycle
among the largest caliber automatic
that sort of
weapons all
fire
time.
rate?
Automatic as in the loading mechanism was totally automated and no manpower was required inside the turret. At 8 to 10 rounds per minute, very impressive for such a large weapon, but significantly slower than the biblical biomech bullpup here. The Steyr ACR, which the Ava's rifle is obviously based on, fired experimental flechette rounds, essentially tiny darts
What?
instead of bullets. So scaled up, that would resemble something like a sabot round from a tank gun. 209mm sabot rounds, and they're made of depleted uranium, which makes a lot of sense. An incredibly dense material used for armor-piercing ammo in the real world. This is probably more penetration than you'd ever need, unless you're fighting immense geometric beings with wave-particle duality, in which case it's still not
I'm
enough.
just
Mechs taking on other
flabbergasted
mechs
just
is a
hearing
bit
those
more
numbers.
manageable. And in this role, energy weapons are a popular
Finally,
alternative to conventional firearms.
the
Beam
beam
rifles,
rifles.
lasers, plasma cannons. Now, don't get me wrong, they're cool, but they're also a bit less interesting to break down because the tech is usually, well, hand-waved into existence. There's less of that visceral connection you get with
Hand-waved.
firearms because, unlike guns, energy weapons still aren't really an established, effective, real-world technology. Giant guns,
Yeah,
very
and
cool.
when
Giant
rifles
lasers, also
fires,
cool,
the
but if
building
they
don't
did
rubber, even
exist,
the
yeah,
window
maybe they
rattle
just
from
have
the
to be massive
reporting
anyway.
forces.
Like,
Like,
at
you
the
mean
moment,
like
they only
the
fill very
what is
specific
it?
niche roles on large platforms
Like
like
the
aircraft and
what is it?
warships.
The
And part of me
crack,
does miss
right?
how in
Like
early
the
Universal Century
shockwave
Gundam, you
from
have
like
all
the
these
breaking
full
when you're
auto
breaking
slug
like the
throwers
sound
giving the
barrier.
1 year war its distinct flavor. By the time you get deeper into UC, post Zeta, pretty much everything's packing a beam weapon. Oddly though, head Vulcans stick with solid rounds, even when energy weapons are everywhere, which is kind of backwards by real-world standards because one of the big potential uses for lasers is close-in defense, burning up small, fast targets like missiles and drones. While in Gundam,
I think that actually
decades
sort
after
of,
the invention of the mobile suit, that CWIS role is still being done with solid projectiles.
But I
Still
think
using
that's sort of
cased
like
ammo
being
as well.
solved
By
with,
this point, all that
ironically,
brass
it's
must
solved
be
with
seriously
beginning
hazardous
Gundam
space
because
junk,
the
zooming
V-fin
around
is
with
actually like
launch
a
points at God
beam,
knows what
so
velocity.
when you
Sometimes,
fire the
though,
hit
a
Vulcan,
mech
right,
can
you're
learn
actually
energy
using
weapon
like the
firepower
beam
with
from
good
the
old-fashioned
the
ballistics.
V-fin
We're talking
as like
things like the
the
twin 240
beam
millimeter cannons on the
projectile.
RX-77 gun cannon, or Xeon's 175mm recoilless rifle for the Zaku, which, by the way, doesn't look particularly recoilless. Recoilless Most weapons in real life vent propellant out the back to cancel recoil, usually at the cost of velocity. And this thing apparently fires high explosive anti-tank and armor-piercing, fin-stabilized, discarding saber
no
rounds.
retreat to
Heat
muzzle
rounds make
recoil.
sense.
Oh, okay.
They don't care how
They just
fast they're
rated
traveling when
plasma
they hit the
rifles.
target. As long as they do hit, the shape charge
take
can
a gun
blast
laying
through
prone on
armor.
water,
Saber
so it's with
rounds, though,
anti-material
are totally
rifle.
dependent on kinetic energy and tend to work better when shot from a smoothbore barrel, making them a weird choice for a recoilless rifle. But hey, it's a space gun, so anything's possible. The Gundam ground type
It's
has
just,
a
you
massive
know,
180mm
like why
cannon,
it works
and in the
because it's
8
cool.
this
Like
thing
it's
is depicted as
fiction, right?
long-range artillery, which
It's
makes perfect
fiction.
sense.
Like you don't
That kind of
care
caliber
really.
sits
Like
firmly in
if
heavy
it
field
if it
gun
works
or
because it's
howitzer
cool, then
territory.
like hell
Ideal
yeah.
for counter
It's just
battery
hell
fire,
yeah.
hitting targets that can't hit you back. Some of these long barrel mech weapons even have a bit of anti-tank rifle energy with those big muzzle brakes and chunky magazines. Gundam Wing's Tall Geese has something called the DOVA gun. It's never totally clear whether this thing is a conventional shell firing gun or a beam weapon.
It is
or
both.
But it's definitely giving strong 55
It's both,
caliber
actually,
boys
canonically,
anti-tank
like,
rifle
confirmed.
vibes. Mech
It can
sniper
fire
rifles are also
conventional
a thing,
round,
though they
but I
tend
think
to be
later
high-power,
you can like
long-range energy
fire
weapons.
like
Maybe
energy,
the ultimate big gun
like
for
beam,
a mech would be an electromagnetic
like beam
railgun,
projectile.
which occupy a similar space to energy weapons in that they do exist in early conceptual real.
Also, I don't know
form. The
how would
prototypes we have
railgun
are
be like
already mech
rapid
scale.
firing,
And
like the
Minovsky
one
ultra-compact
from
fusion reactor could probably provide enough juice to keep
Freedom
one running. In
Gundam.
mecha
Like,
fiction,
how do you?
railguns are usually depicted as super high velocity artillery capable of insane levels of armor penetration. Sometimes with other specialized applications, like on Metal Gear Rex, whose magnetic railgun is designed
yes.
to launch untraceable
The
nuclear
chicken.
warheads without the giveaway flare of a ballistic missile. Still not 100% sure
Wait,
why it needs to
they
be
use
mounted on
railgun
the back
to
of a
fire
dinosaur, though.
warheads?
Also, who says super heavy caliber mech guns have to fire slowly? In Rebuild of Evangelion, Unit 1 wields a 6-barreled 440mm Gatling gun. Yeah, that's a larger caliber than the main guns
It's
on an
bigger
Iowa
than my
class
ruler,
battleship.
and that's
I'm
just
pretty
like
sure the only
usually when they
reason
say
included
like
this thing was so they could have shell casings
caliber,
big enough
right?
to crush cars.
They
I
only
think that
count
scale
like
is about right.
the
In
bullet
reality,
itself.
you
The
don't tend to get
casing does
all-in-one
not
cased
count. Like,
ammunition at these huge calibers. The
holy
projectiles
shit,
themselves
that's
are so
huge.
huge and require so much propellant.
yeah,
it's
be very
more
breaking number
practical
one,
to
so
load
you know
each
by attaching
separately.
two
Plus, separate powder charges
downsized
let you
Minovsky
adjust
flight
the
panels
amount
together
of
to make
propellant
man
and
portable
thus
handle
the range of each
autocannons.
shot. Not something you really have time to worry about with a Gatling gun. You might have seen one of those videos showing how a 20mm Seawiz gun costs like 5 grand per second to fire. Yeah, this would be a bit more expensive. Also, how do you claim car insurance on this? It does add a certain
I think maybe
tension,
you
though,
just
when the enemy can
it
tank
just
a few
covers
thousand
because you
battleship-grade
know,
rounds
like if
to
it
the
happened
face without
often
flinching.
enough.
Bazooka-style
Like
rocket
legit in
launchers are also very
Tasmania,
popular.
insurance
Kozaku has a
covers like
280mm
animal damages
launcher,
because
while
there's
the
just
OG
like so
Gundam has a
much
380mm
animal running around
bazooka,
Tasmania.
which
Even like
dwarf
what
real-world
they even
manned
use like
portable
Neil the
systems
Seal
like the
for like
original
their
bazooka at
advertisement.
60mm, or even something like the RPG-28 at 125mm.
Oh yeah, like Neil the Seal is just sort of
To
my
match
current like
mech-scale
animal
launchers,
obsession
you're really looking
now.
at vehicle-mounted weapons. Things like the Sturm Tiger's 380mm rocket-propelled mortar.
Look at the lights,
Unlike
it's kinda
most
cute.
man-portable weapons, which are basically tubes open at both ends, here the rocket exhaust couldn't be vented backwards without resulting in a suboptimal working environment for the crew. So instead it had this ring of ventilation shafts around the muzzle to channel the gases outwards. Back on their Varibu BS, Xeon even fields mobile suit scale Panzerfausts, as well as an even bigger bazooka that's just the 88mm Panzerschreck 10x'd in scale to 880mm, because of course it is. The Gundam Physalis
That's
has
like
a nuclear
half
bazooka,
my
which is a real
height.
thing. Well, the Davy Crockett was technically a recoilless gun rather than a rocket launcher. Very much a crew-served, tripod or vehicle-mounted weapon.
How do you
know,
get
unless
out
you're
of the
permanently
range? Get out of
electrocuted
range
GRU
though,
gun.
you know.
This thing had an effective
like
range of 4
nuclear
kilometers,
weapons
which you
are-
might think is uncomfortably close for a nuclear weapon. But the Davy Crockett's warhead was only about 20 tons of TNT equivalent. For comparison, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima had a yield of about 15,000 tons. Against unprotected infantry, though, this would have been enough to inflict 100% casualties within a few hundred meters of the impact point. If the blast didn't get you, the radiation would, not long after. Interestingly, the blast itself wasn't expected to be especially
this is a
effective
war
against
crime,
armored
right?
vehicles. So
And this
not
is
quite on the
so
level of
basically like
wiping out
the
entire
like
Federation
what the
fleets in
fat
one
man
shot.
or the
Well,
little boy from
Gundam
Fallout 4
GPO-2
is actually
Physalis has a
like
specialized
legit.
shield to protect it from the nuclear blast. Advice to Davy Crockett crews was basically just try to be on the other side of a hill when it goes off. Other types of rocket and missile launchers mounted on mechs are reminiscent of rocket pods on aircraft, or larger box launchers mounted on ground vehicles.
I think it's called
like
like
the
MLRS press,
M170
right?
and the M142 HIMARS. And these are among the more
HIMARS.
believable armaments wielded by mechs
Oh,
because,
so that's
well,
where
they're
they got the name
extremely
from.
potent long-range weapon systems that already exist.
HIMARS.
And mounting them on a mech isn't that implausible. At the end of the day, it's just a big box full of rockets. You know, it's not like the mech has to pick it up and
The only thing that
manipulate it,
doesn't
do a
make
John
sense
Wick
is how
reload
does
in
it
the HK
reload?
slap or work the
Like,
pump action
most
on
of
a
the time,
shotgun.
this
I do
thing is
love a
just
mech
gonna be
with a
like
shotgun.
one-time
Like the
use.
90mm riot guns in Pat Labor, which are just supersized SPAS 12s. Or the Kampfer from Gundam 0080 with its ZUX 197 Jagdgewehr 192mm shotguns. Now, shotguns are usually measured in gauge or bore in British rather than millimeters. The bigger the gun, the lower the gauge. So this would be something like less than 0.1 gauge. For context, the largest real shotguns, punt guns, were 2 to 4 gauge monsters, used in the 19th and early 20th century for essentially deleting entire flocks of birds in one shot. They never brought out an NES peripheral version, unfortunately. Punt guns were designed for commercial water.
Oh yeah, I think I've
harvesting,
seen this from like what
boat-mounted,
Kentucky
often measuring over
ballistics.
9 feet long and weighing over 100 pounds.
And I think it's
Pretty
banned
big,
right
but
now
not
because of
quite
how
mech
effective
scale,
they are.
and only single shots. Unlike the
I found
Kampfer's
Battle Order
guns,
video
which are
involving the
pump
Davy.
action. Yeah, they
You
can
know,
build
the doctrine
impossibly
involves
complex
self-contained
bipedal
field
robots
rise
with like a
equipped with
million
their meant to
joints and
operate
perfect
independently
balance.
and all.
But apparently a reliable auto-loading shotgun is still a stretch. Well, maybe not, because apparently this weapon has both manual pump and semi-auto modes. Much like the real SPAS 12. Though in that case, it's to facilitate the firing of less lethal ammunition that doesn't generate enough pressure to cycle the action. Seems unlikely the Kampfer was packing any beanbag rounds for this thing, so it's unclear what the pump is actually in aid of. Maybe low pressure rounds for reduced collateral damage, because punching holes in a space colony is generally frowned upon. Then
Actually,
again,
yeah,
this
that
is
makes
Xeon we're
sense.
talking about. The faction who casually dropped a 5 billion ton O'Neill cylinder on New South Wales. And this thing
I
is also
mean,
equipped with
have you
multiple rocket
seen, have you
launchers and
watched a
chain
more
of
powers
magnetic
video?
mines. Now, according to the technical info,
It's
the
kind of
Clipfish shotgun can
justified
fire
for like what
solid
Xeon
slugs,
did
as well
if
as
you watch
lunar
enough of like
titanium
more
buckshot
powers.
and mobile suit use bird shot. Like with regular sized shotguns, presumably this just refers to the number and size of pellets in each cartridge. Kind of like the difference between round shot, grape shot, and canister shot on old cannons. Canister remains a thing to this day. There's actually a 120mm canister round for the M1 Abrams,
Ooh.
effectively turning its main gun into a giant shotgun blasting out 1100 tungsten ball
Oh,
bearings. Not a great day to be
tungsten ball
infantry.
too.
And yeah, anti-personnel is the obvious
Yeah,
role.
that's,
Shotguns are low pressure, smooth bore,
Okay, like
not ideal
what
against
was
armor.
the
Kampfer
line
does use
between
its
like, you
shotgun
know,
with
like is it
devastating
even
effect against light
like
ground
where is the
targets.
line
Then again,
between
it
like
also
a
has
war
no problem
crime
shredding
is
a gun cannon mass production
at this
type mobile
point
suit.
when you have
So
like
let's be
something
real,
like
this was
that.
a faceless no-name grunt with about 5 seconds of screen time. Without plot armor, that shotgun is going to shatter you like a clay pigeon. Alright, I know I haven't covered melee weapons for mechs, but they probably deserve a dedicated video. Giant robots fighting hand-to-hand with vibrating knives and laser swords. That's a whole other conversation that probably leads
Yeah.
further down the do mechs even make sense rabbit hole. Giant guns for mechs, though, are more firmly in the realm of things that could kind of maybe exist. I mean, extremely large firearms are nothing new. 120mm machine guns and shotguns are very real. I think the real challenge isn't the gun, it's building a machine that can actually carry it, aim it,
Yeah, and
fire
also,
it,
like,
you know,
cycle
without falling
it.
over. Maybe it doesn't even need to be humanoids. Give me a quadruped, a centaur mech, a giant mechanical wolf. I've somehow made it this far without mentioning Zoids, so there you
Based.
go. Thank you for watching, and thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video.
And
Remember,
thank you for
can
the
play
video,
free on
Siege
PC,
Mental.
PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. Use my links below to get the massive bonus pack for new players and returning players who haven't played in 6 months on PC and console. The pack includes multiple premium vehicles, an exclusive vehicle decoration, and loads more, so grab yours while it lasts. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please hit the like button if you did. This was another go at a kind of sci-fi, pop culture, military history crossover after people seem to really appreciate the spaceship bridges video. I still want to do the more traditional history videos, but hey, if people like this kind of thing, maybe it's something the channel could lean into more. If nothing else, it's a good way to
come
stay
on,
ahead
man.
of all the generic robot narrator slop. So yeah, if you watched this far, please do drop me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.
Alright, so well, and we're already on the next video, so but anyways, that's the video. I think the Abrams only got a canister shot because DARPA looked over the English channel and saw the Brits to keep a canister shot in their outdated doctrine nobody ever uses because conventional cokes exist. I do not understand what the hell does that even like, man, like, but like it's just like the breeds still keep like some of like the outdated stuff because I mean if it's still there, if it works, like why not, right? So yeah. Oh yeah, next up we have like the Honda S2000, which, well, I'm not gonna lie, I think my head hurts a little actually, like on the top here, some reason. It's not like a headache, it's just like I can just feel like it itch. It's sort of like an itch, but it's also not an itch. It's like just felt like, it's like a skull. Like it should be something like from the skull. Okay, allow me to translate. British operational doctrine kept the old parts because in the manual, because thick book feel cool, but nobody's stupid enough to devolve using it. So it's just there because like they just can't be bothered to like revise the entire book. They just add pages on top. Is that what you mean? But yeah, next one. Yeah, this is gonna be like a long one. So also, I'm not sure if it's like if it's a good time to like ask, but can any one of you like do like little like 5 gifted for like some of my followers? Is that okay with you? 5 gifted. Uh, kind of need the money like right now. Coaxial mounted conventional machine gun like the FN Mag or the M2 Browning meant to blast infantry because spending an anti-tank high explosive shell of the single infantry man is wasteful. Yep. Yeah, but yeah, sort of what I was saying. Is it okay if you can do like a little like 5 gifted? I mean, I do sort of have like who like like the followers that's gonna be like receiving them because most of them are like my like like people I like actually like know and talk to like often. And let me just see like who's designated to okay, just play to give it to C. Yeah, Regent Hart, Saf Regent Hart, Sap Drozat. Okay, let's see who else. Undead Potato, My Little Newbie, and hey, you know what? It came out on the list first. Dumb Pigeon 67. I mean, if you're willing. But anyway, I just sort of want to like drop that like out here. Okay, it just sounds kind of bad, but yeah, as a streamer, I shouldn't be doing this, but I just kind of in need right now. So yeah, that's why I'm asking. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask, right? If you're just gonna like keep it as is, then you know what? It's your right. It's your right. I can't force you. Yeah, machine guns mounted fighting vehicles are split into 3 to elaborate. One coaxial being fixed mount, usually on turret. Pintle, they're just standard fixed, you need to rotate yourself, and handheld bipod, you are ramboing it. Oh, okay. Alright, Yeah, information I totally not gonna forget when I went to sleep after this. But I think maybe I can just sort of like do this, like, upload like the React stuff over like the course of the next 3 weeks, I guess, before like I finish with like unless I finish like all the stuff that for the AMG stuff. I don't know, I think it might be an itch. This is definitely an itch on the head. And the headset is not helping it, it's just pressing on, I don't know, that itch. It's like I have a rash in my scalp or something. I mean, I'm experiencing like what, male pattern baldness on the top of my head. So, could be just that. Now we're just gonna like waste like a bit 70 minutes, like a quick chat before before we start our next video, and we just see how it goes. If we can manage it, we'll just do another one about like the oarfish. All right, thank you for the suggestion on the Discord channel. Thank you. Okay, the nuclear orbit definitely piqued my interest. That one definitely. Yeah, so right, I'm gonna just share like one of the things I'm currently like looking for. At the moment, I'm just gonna change the display capture to here. Hold on, I'm just gonna see if it doesn't like reveal it's just not gonna like snitch on my location. Okay, what is it? But yeah, I'm just sort of like looking for like one of these, what was it? Okay, it's not this one. Yeah, I've been like looking like one of these here. Cool, where is it? Like, yeah, this thing. I've been looking for one of this thing right now, cause okay, my head is in the way. But I think you get the idea. Yeah, I'm just gonna move over. I'm just scoot over for a little bit. But I've been just sort of like looking for these. Yeah, the one time with how say think about male pattern out of consideration, you say it myself. Yeah, that's the difference. I'll say it myself. I don't need you guys to, because that actually reminds me, like, back then I was actually like streaming for like it's mostly like the same audience in like the other group. And I think because there's this one of the video I have like where it actually shows like the top of my head, which is like you can see like it's balding. So like everyone in the group just start calling me like, hey baldy, hey baldy. It's like I was like, oh, okay, yeah, fine, whatever, baldy, yeah, sure. But the problem is every time I just like say something in the Discord group, like even when I'm just like asking a serious question, right? They all just immediately just start posting like, hey, ball memes, like, okay, can you like not? Like even in my stream, they just jump in, they just straight up like call me bald. It's like, okay, like are you guys like, okay, you know what? I'm not offended. I am annoyed. Okay, can you like stop with like this ball joke? Like especially when every time I post something in the group, you just want to like keep like put all of it in your ball memes, like not like, you know, it's like once in a while, it's like, hey, you know what, call me ball, like once in a while as a joke. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it, but not like every time when I like went in the group and just like posted something. It's like, okay, you kids, like I'm sick of this shit. I actually tell like my friend, he's like the group. I mean, I'm completely like, can you just tell like your like these fuckers to like stop, like this little shite, like please. Like it's like once in a while, like, you know, maybe like, you know, maybe something about like, you know, that can translate to like, you know, like the whole ball thing, and then it's like, oh yeah, Jake is bald. It's like, okay, yeah, fine, but not like every time I came in the chat and they just start posting at ball memes. Like, dude, that's when it gets annoying. Yeah, I feel like giving you the Akakichino 11 hand on your shoulder meme. Again, I can take like a bit of roasting. I can take a joke, but there is a difference between a joke and then it just becomes annoying. But yes, I was just sort of like getting one of these, and I'm just gonna say, because I saw a lot of like cosplay using it, right? So can I just say, for the longest time, I thought this is a suitcase. Because the way they carry it is like, you know, it looks like a suitcase, so I thought it's a suitcase, but I can't find, like, you know, for the life of me find, like, you know, like find this thing, and then it's like, oh, it's a trolley, apparently, with like the climbing wheels and stuff, right? And I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna need one of these. Except the problem is, because I want to like put my camera costume in it, right? I'm just gonna say this. I do the measurement and I was like, okay, if I need one of these, I literally have to get like, you know, the one that is as big as they make, you know. Like I need to buy like the biggest one available, because I did the measurement. I even do like the mock-up on the floor for my costume, like, god damn, like, wow, even I was surprised how huge this thing is. And legit, I did the measurement. It's like, okay, I'm gonna need like what, something like 80 to like 90 liter just to put the torso part, just for the torso. And I haven't counted like, you know, like the gauntlets and the pauldrons and all that stuff. Just the torso, like the chest plate. That alone, like, you know, combined with like the back, like the chest plate and everything, that alone is fucking, it's gonna take out like what, 80 to 90 liters. And like, apparently you can buy one like 100 liter, but that's still like, you know, like the measurement is just a little bit like sus, like, you know, it's like unreliable. So I didn't like get like those. And you can fit a child easy in there, like, yeah, legit. And I tell you what, even with like the biggest one available, right, it can fit, but only like what, horizontally. Like it can just fit the costume. I can't close the lid because it's just that tall. Like it's way over like 50 centimeter. Like I can put a thing in, but I can't close the lid. That's how huge my costume is. And I needed it, and guess what? You want to buy that, you know, you want the big cut, you gotta pay like a big money for it. It's like, damn, bro. Yeah, just the torso. Legit. I mean, it is an intricate, like, you know, costume, because this is, I think I showed you before, right? Like, okay, just look at it. Just look at this. Just look at this, right? You can kind of just tell like why, like, you know, the costume is so like fucking huge. And I tell you what, this is one of those where this series is notorious for it. Like the suits are bulky and very top heavy. And like it looks cool, not gonna lie. I love like how this thing look. It looks cool, but the suit actors, they hated like not like this guy, like the entire series like this Kamen Rider is from, like Kamen Rider Kiva, they all hated it. Like apparently what I heard, right, they all hated Kamen Rider Kiva because the costume is so like top heavy. I gotta carry this individual like early World War machine gun group, or that, like, you know. No, you know, I might as well just get like like a bunch of like, you know, like some boys for like to be my squire. Okay, but anyway, you know, I think enough, like, you know, we enough chat. I think we might as well just start the video. So yeah, ad is also over, might as well. So yeah. Right. Okay. Okay, we are ready for a react now. Hello YouTube. I'm KirisakiJake. Tonight on the Squid is the Honda S2000. Yeah, it's car related. I gotta do like the best Top Gear, like Jeremy Clarkson impression. Also, by the way, if you haven't heard, Jeremy Clarkson, last I heard from Clarkson's farm, he had prostate cancer, but now he's in remission, and season 6 is already greenlit. So yeah, more Clarkson's farm shenanigan. And also, you know what? I'm Malaysian, but I'm just gonna say this out loud. Jeremy Clarkson for Minister of Agriculture. Okay, what's this? Wow, right. Bro bought this setup just for the bit. Okay, what is it? Joe X TV? Wait, is this okay, I think it's not copyrighted. Okay, it's kinda cute. Wait, is this copyrighted?
This is a Honda.
Ah, yes, the nicest.
And this is a Honda.
Yep, it's a Honda.
So is this. And also this.
Oh yeah, they make
They even
everything.
make a robot. Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
Honda is your go-to brand for economical, reliable, and affordable little machines to make your life better without really getting in your way.
And also they make the
And while that
fastest
is true,
lawnmower in the
This
like
is also a Honda.
the fastest production lawnmower. And yep, of course,
And so is
MotoGP.
So is this.
Oh man, the
And most
NSX.
importantly, these are Hondas.
I mean, it's also like kind of like Toyota and Mitsubishi. Like they just make everything in
Because you
Japan.
see, while Honda is subtle in the streets, they are demons in the sheets.
You
Honda isn't just a
sneaky
word, it's a man.
squid, you
A man who didn't
sneaky
start his company to
bastard.
make minivans that pick up soccer teams, but to make fast machines that collect golden trophies.
That is what
Collect
Lord
them they
Honda,
have.
of course, you have to honor
Thanks to
him.
that die-hard racing spirit, Honda, for decades, had a beating heart in motorsports.
Because from what I heard, I think even like Honda, the founder of Honda himself is like
But just as their
a
fire
motorcycle
started to
racer,
burn its
right? Last I
brightest,
heard.
it was nearly snuffed out in a moment. As the 90s came to a head,
Oh, yeah.
the Japanese economy took a
The
sudden
lost
turn for the
decade.
worse. The outlook for Honda had become bleak. Their NSX's shining red paint had faded, and the futuristic Prelude was being
Oh my god!
outclassed
Like,
by
look at the
European warships.
editing of this. Like
But
the
then,
way they
as the world
found,
waited
like
for
this
the
guy
computers
found the
to
clips. Like,
explode from
where does
Y2K,
he
Honda's
find
engineers would
all
emerge
these
from the
clips?
shadows, and the heart of Honda would beat once more.
Oh, but I'm gonna cry, am I?
In
I
their
can
hands,
feel
they
it.
held a vision,
I'm gonna cry.
A machine that was decades in the making. It was the hard-edged dream of a motoring visionary. One that promised curvy roads, warm sunlight, and the wind on your face.
Oh, man,
Powered
I'm
by
getting
a steady
emotional
drum of
already.
Honda's racing heart at a tempo of 9,000 revs per minute.
Yeah.
What those engineers created would be forged on mountain roads, tuned by artists and engineers, and tested on
It's like their
racetracks around
swan
the world.
song, almost.
This was the realization of Soichiro Honda. His goal of a better world of motoring. And it was called S2000.
Yeah, because it's too little. Man, what an intro! What an wait, he gonna have to make those like VHS tape himself.
8年前の姿です。20歳の頃に初めて作ったレーシングカーカーチス号を颯爽と運転しています。
Oh,
買ったような記憶だけど、まあもう何十年も前だからな。だから今より60年前だもん。
what 60 years ago?
50
Damn.
年か、60年だ。
Wait, how old is this guy?
60
Like
年前
here?
に作ったんだ。記憶なんかないよ。俺のメモリにはゴム消してあるから。
Oh
ダメな
man,
んだ
the
けどね
dementia hits. But the muscle memory never
In the year
forgets.
2000, we had flying cars, holograms, and world peace. But in 1946, we barely had any of that.
Yeah.
And in post-war Japan, they had even
Okay, I don't know
less.
about like the bit of
Their
goofy
devastating
music with
loss in
this
World War
footage.
II had shaken the country to its core. Amidst all that darkness sat a humble Japanese man named Soichiro Honda. As
I mean, come to
child,
think of it,
Soichiro
right?
had fallen in love with
This
automobiles.
mad lad
And
basically
as an
he
adult,
made
his
this
passion for the world of machines
without
became an
like
obsession.
a degree.
He would study airplanes, build motorcycles, and
It's
dream
all
of racing
self-taught.
cars.
Like,
A dream he would never fully realize because just as he started competing, he nearly lost his eye racing a Ford and retired. Half his eyesight be damned, Soichiro would build himself an empire throughout the late 40s and 50s. And by 1955, Honda was the largest manufacturer of motorcycles in the world.
I think it still is today, right?
And while
Like,
he
yeah,
had
you know, like
conquered
the
world of two-wheel
EX5
racing,
Malaysian
his childhood
icon.
obsession with those four-wheeled automobiles pushed him to go even further.
You know
His
why the
dream
SDS
became
feels very
reality
underrated
in
about entry.
1955, when Japan's
Cafe
Ministry of
culture
Trade
and
and
every
Industry
Starbucks over the
created a
Miata,
new program
yes. See you
aimed
pips
at
the
making
people.
Japan a force to contend
Wait,
with
come
in
on.
the growing
It's
world
the
of passenger
Miata.
cars. Their goal was to get manufacturers to create affordable four-seater cars that would give newfound freedoms to the Japanese people, and of course, keep Japan competitive on the world's automotive stage. They called it the people's car.
Yeah, I think
The
it's
idea
kind of like
sounds
the
sorta
same
familiar,
what
but I can't
Toyota is
quite put my
doing.
finger on it.
Oh yeah, about
Soichiro and his team at Honda set about answering that call. But
like
Soichiro
where
wasn't
does
in
he
a hurry.
found this
He wanted to
archive
get it
footage?
right. So many years later, after very careful consideration and hard work, Soichiro himself took the driver's seat of their first four-wheeled creation, the
That is a sports car.
1962 Honda S360.
Oh,
The newly created Suzuka Speedway, he rolled past an excited audience in their new, elegant, and diminutive sports car. This was the realization of Soichiro's lifelong dream: to create a car with his name on it.
damn. Again, I think if memory serves me right, this guy does not have a degree. I just have to like emphasize that.
Unique construction of frame and body.
But
Precise
I think just
accuracy,
the reason why
positive
S2K is underrated because that's like how many generations of like the S2K post like 2000s? Like after 2010, like none, right? Miata has been like, it's still going, it's still getting like new model, like you know, like every like decade or so, like
57 horsepower.
S2K is just like that one generation and it's gone.
Empowered by the reception,
You know, like the
of
Miata has
S360
been like
prototype,
multiple
Honda would
generations, so it's
unveil
like,
their new
yeah, of course
four-wheel
it's gonna be
lineup soon
underrated.
after, which included the T360,
Oh,
a cutesy little K-truck
I
powered
want,
by
I
the
want
engine
it.
of the
Not gonna
S360.
lie, I kind
The
of want it.
S360 itself was missing. Because while the fans in Japan were loving the idea of it, Soichiro wanted Honda cars to be sold around the world.
Yeah, big
And he thought
dreams.
there wouldn't be much interest in a
Big
sports car with such a
dreams.
teeny tiny little engine in it.
The power
So,
of
he told his
dreams, you
team
could
to take the
say.
S360, make it wider, and fit a larger displacement power plant. And with that, the Honda S500 was born. Honda's
Yeah,
first
and
passenger
these
car.
days the lowest, like what? The lowest spec is a 660.
And fittingly,
Back then
their
they have
first
500
rear-wheel drive,
cc.
manual transmission drop-top sports car.
I mean,
Now,
damn.
sure, the S500 was a
Man,
safe, cheap little sports car that was a decent first try.
I mean,
But don't
all
tell
things
that to its
considered,
engine.
I'm not into hags, but
Under the hood of the
man,
S500 was everything
looking
Honda had learned
fine,
from its
man.
motorcycle leadership.
the
And
S500.
it was imbued with the primordial DNA of Honda sports cars that lives on to this day. The 500
Oh, yeah,
cc
just
power
Jake
plant that
Thursday
whistled away
over
under the
cars.
tiny little hood was a revolution.
Oh wait, shit! I forgot to switch the window. God damn it! Bloody hell! Bloody hell! I've been this far. I forgot to switch the window and move my model. Fuck. Dang it! I was just looking at my screen. Like, why does it look off? Like, oh. Shit, dang it. Am I really gonna start over? Am I going to start over? Fuck's sake. Yeah, just, typical Jake. Yeah, you know what? Like the old days then. Like the old days. You just get the little section like, just like the old days. Yeah, I thought the other is also like comparing, there was like Suzuki Cappuccino. Yeah, like the name longer than car. I mean, 8 minutes. I don't know, man. I kind of want to start over because I want to just keep like consistency. But dang, man. Yeah, this is why I need a manager, man. Just. Yeah, 660 is got a Honda's Miata. Yeah, just without like the power. Like the Miata is like what, 1.5 liter. S660 like the number suggests is not even 1 liter. The damn thing. Fuck dang it. Okay, I'm gonna make a poll. Okay, new poll. Go vote. Start over or keep going? Cause man, that's like, I mean, I do talk quite a bit, like nicely as well. But I'm not sure if I can like, I remember like the things I said and then like, just like if I start over, I can't be sure if I remember like the stuff I said I was like talking about. And also I do have like quite like some nice reaction there too. Oh man. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's not a VTuber stream without scarf, but except for me, it's either, for me it's either a scarf or it's either dementia, but in my stream. Fucking hell. Okay, do I start over or do I keep going with the video? Right, no votes. Keep going. Alright, keep going then. Sure. Right, let's go. We keep going.
And design. It was cast in lightweight aluminum when the rest of Japan was still using heavy iron. It had dual overhead cams, 4 motorcycle-sourced carburetors,
Wait, of course.
5-speed gearbox, and the Honda signature, a tachometer that went all the way up to 9,500.
I mean, yeah, it's a bike engine, right? Like, bike engine are very high
Nothing but a
revving.
motorcycle or a Formula One engine would rev that high. It was the result of Honda's focus on fun, balanced driving, and of course, racing pedigree.
Wait,
The
is this
S500
where the
was also
VTEC
Honda's
is
first great
born?
example of how they will build something the way no one else really thought to. It was truly a lot of magic in a really small package. And I can go on and on about the Honda S500. But all you need to know is that this was a young Soichiro's vision manifest. It was Honda's first salvo onto the motoring world.
Oh man.
Unfiltered
Look at
by any
it! Look at the skinny
expectation.
tires! It's
Its
so
edge
cute!
not dulled by corporate accountants. The early 60s S500
I mean,
was
this is like
clearly a
back when, you
precursor
know, I
of what
think,
was
you
to
know, like
come.
the founders, the CEO, like they still have a hand on, like, you know, what to, like they still have like a hand in like the design phase of like the cars. I think that's why they, because in the end they still hold like the final on what they want to like produce. So it's like, yeah.
But their journey to the top would not
So
be
like,
easy.
yeah, like the bean counters, they can say everything, but in the end, they like have the final say. Because especially like, you know, if they are like the founder themselves.
Change your 2-lane streets into 3-lane streets, because Hondas don't need much space on the road.
Honda's
cutesy little
half
sports cars
price.
delighted the world in the 1960s.
Oh yeah, it is like the
But
Civics,
to build new
right?
factories and to stay afloat as a world-renowned automotive brand, Honda
Saitama.
needed more than drop tops and K-trucks. They had to make a car for the people, not just Soichiro. At the time, the old man himself.
Oh yeah,
was
it's like those
pretty
also like the
set in his
city,
ways.
right?
He had
Wait, which
a
one
vision,
came
and
first?
Damn you if you got in his way. But his vision wasn't aligning with reality. Sure, Honda was still selling motorcycles, but thanks to allegations of shoddy build quality in their cars, by 1970, Honda's automotive branch was mere inches away from shutting down for good. Luckily, in Honda's stable was a team of very brave and equally stubborn engineers, including a young Tadashi Kume and Nobuhiko Kawamoto, men who would later lead
Okay,
Honda,
so-
but for now would stand up to its namesake to bring
They
Honda
thought
back
luxury
from
motor
the dead
flares
and into the
on
future of
people's
motoring
budget,
history.
and pastas didn't like it.
Kume and Kawamoto would butt heads with old man Honda and push him to create Honda's first true financial breakthrough. A machine that created a humble but world-changing legacy that lives on to this very day.
The city.
The Civic.
Oh, the Civic. Ah, god damn
Much
it.
to
I'm
the
a
chagrin
car
of
guy,
racing
but I don't know
artists of
why, but
Soichiro,
my
it
mind
was
first goes to the
practical.
city.
Its trapezoidal shape laughed in the face of beautiful, racing-inspired design. It was affordable. Brand new, it could be yours for less than $2,000.
So,
In the year of men fighting a gorilla,
2,000!
$15,000.
2,000 for a car back
It had
then.
plenty of room for groceries.
Dude, I can work
But even
like.
then, Soichiro's
It's
vision
like
was
what?
still
How
in
many
there.
ringgit?
Unlike its predecessor,
Oh.
it was built well. It had
Holy
disc
shit!
brakes, a water-cooled
Okay,
engine.
that's like.
To drive one was to experience perfect
This
balance.
is. This costs
And
like the
most importantly
same
to
as like
Honda,
what?
joy. Despite Soichiro probably hating it, it was a
Dude, I can
true
work
Honda car,
1
and
year
it
and
saved
just
the
buy
car.
one brand new. Cash. Damn.
The Civic's success was so resounding, Soichiro saw that he might have been wrong about what the world wanted from cars, and trusted that his team was in good hands. So he retired.
Damn.
He would stay on to give guidance, but most of the time, he'd just go hang gliding.
Damn, old man
Replacing
just.
him would be Kiyoshi Kawashima, whose motorcycle obsession and savvy marketing skills pushed Honda to take a bigger piece of the pie in the United States throughout the 80s. After his short time leading Honda, he would pass the reins to the bold visionary Tadashi Kume, the man whose leadership would truly make Honda what it is today. Under Kume, Honda would more than double the amount of cars they make and sell every year.
Like, you look at their
Japan's
ads,
economy
like,
as a whole boomed
back
in
then,
the
it's like
1980s.
so
And Kume made the smart
whimsical.
decision to revolutionize not only Honda, but the supercar world when he appointed Shigeru Uehara the lead on a new midship project, the NSX. The car that proved to the stuffy auto journalists of the late 80s that Honda could butt heads with the world's fastest cars and beat them, but in their own way. Its mid-engine VTEC revolutions helped launch the Acura brand and sold expensive Hondas to a global audience.
Yeah, it's like
Meanwhile,
what Toyota
Honda's
did with
Formula One
Lexus.
engines were pushing Ayrton Senna to victories. And it would seem
Wait, 'cause,
Japan was set to take over the motoring world.
Okay, I want
with
to
Honda
believe
as
like
their
this character Moroboshi Senna in
Suddenly,
MF
though,
Goals.
At the height of it all,
Like you're
tragedy was
not
struck.
gonna tell me he's not named after Ayrton Senna.
Mr. Honda philosophy to progress in my own way. And remember in that party with Honda members and Honda suppliers for the Formula One program.
Reminds me how there was
And
supposedly
that
was
is
a
the last
former
memory I
quality
kept
announcement from
him
Toyota and
because
Nissan
it
warning
was,
local customers US made.
a
Oh yeah, I
sincere happiness
I just
to
heard
him that I
actually
could feel
about that. I think
from
just
his
mostly
heart,
like the
from his
American
eyes,
models, like the
his work
Tundra, the
and express
Tacoma,
those feelings.
like those. Because those were made in like US plant. Like the Japanese, they just make the one for like the Asian market stuff. Man. Yeah, that's how you know that's a brother,
as the
alright.
cocaine dust of the 80s settled, the
Cocaine
90s reared
dust.
its ugly head. And I'll die on this hill. The 80s were so fun. And the 90s, well, let's just say things got a bit too dark. Hair metal was replaced with grunge rock and boy bands. Arnold
mean-
Schwarzenegger got replaced with Pauly Shore.
I mean, what's
Cell
wrong
phones
with
and the
it?
internet came and, well, ruined everything.
Okay, I
And worst of all,
might
in
want to
Japan,
agree
sales of cars,
with you.
especially sports cars, plummeted. In 1990, Tadashi Kume saw the signs and bounced, leaving his friend Nobuhiko Kawamoto as his successor. And then the clouds on Honda's horizon grew darker. Old man Honda himself, who had spent his retirement flying in hang gliders and aircraft, passed away and rests his soul amongst the clouds in 1991.
Yeah, wow.
Kawamoto had been the
Damn.
former head of Honda's research and development, and he'd been a massive hit at Honda thanks to his revival of their racing program in the 1980s. But now, as leader, he'd left the pit lanes of Formula One, his butt firmly planted in a plushy chair in a corporate office.
And
laid out on his desk
have
were
to, the
Japanese news
shareholders.
articles predicting that
Always
Honda was
those
about to
fucking
be bought out
shareholders.
by Mitsubishi. Yikes.
Yikes.
Mitsubishi
Yeah,
was
about
flush
that.
with profits from their successful foray into SUVs, and were looking to take over the now struggling Honda. Honda
Yeah,
in
the
the early
Pajero. I
90s
mean,
had been
they're
plagued
still
with
making a
build quality
Pajero
issues,
now,
and their
which
lineup was quickly falling behind those of their
Goes-
competitors.
I didn't hear
Time to fix
anything
that.
new like from
Perhaps
them.
the brand had stretched
Cause
itself far
last
too
I heard they
wide
only
too
like
quickly.
make like what the
Kawamoto
they still make the
was faced with the
Triton
difficult task of
here,
saving the brand.
but Pajero is like
Decision
what?
was probably
Because
his
I think this
most
is one of those like
He would kill his pride and joy, Honda's Formula One racing program. Kawamoto would say it was for environmental reasons, because if you remember, the 90s was all about going green, saving the world, recycling, being nice to our planet. You know, because back then people still believed scientists. Ah, the good old days. But I digress. And some of that was likely true. Kawamoto did love the planet, and he wanted to be at the cutting edge of
Because I think I
technology
was
and
thinking, right?
emissions.
Because if
But we all know
Mitsubishi
why he
went like
asked.
full on into like
Formula
the
One is
SUV,
powered by
like
that
just
evil
almost
green
only
ooze
make
that we all
SUV,
love.
right? It's kind of weird that they kill off
And
the
Honda was fresh
Pajero.
out. So Kawamoto would have his engineers
Also,
focus
that-
on
that
Formula 1
animation.
is powered by that evil green ooze that we all did love the planet, and he wanted to
Okay,
be at the
that
cutting
animation,
edge of
or like,
technology and
holy shit, where he got
But
that?
we all know why he axed it. Formula 1 is powered by that evil green ooze that we all love. Money. And Honda was fresh out. So Kawamoto
look at that
would have his
animation.
engineers focus on the green trees and fresh air zeitgeist, instructing them to refresh Honda's lineup with reliable, well-built machines that were also fuel efficient and, of course, at a price you could afford. And seeing how Mitsubishi was about to buy them out with Montero money, he had them make an SUV. Boo, right?
Yeah.
Well, like it or not, SUVs saved car companies the world over. You can thank the Cayenne for the Carrera GT, the Ford Explorer for the Ford GT,
Yeah.
and yeah, you gotta give it up to the CRV.
Yep,
for
I
the
was,
Civic
of
Type
course, the CRV.
R. Thank you, little guy. And so
I mean,
Honda's teams went to work.
okay, this
By
isn't like a
1995,
true
Honda had
off-roader,
a new
right? The
lineup of vehicles
CRV.
ready to premiere at the Tokyo
Because I've
Motor
been
Show.
thought of like just
Walking
getting
through their
one, like
booth,
one of like
it
the
would seem
older
that old man
models.
Honda's dream of
The one that
sporty
still like
cars
have
and
like the
racing
four-wheel
wins
drive.
was
Now
fading
it's just
away
like the
characters
two-wheel
in a
drive,
time
like the
travel
front-wheel
movie.
drive only.
But tucked in among the reasonable, predictable, and profitable Civics and CRVs was a more optimistic vision. Something uniquely un-Honda, but also, well, the most Honda
I
thing you
mean,
could
come on,
imagine.
man. If
It
it's
was gorgeous.
it's
Rear-wheel drive,
Honda
drop top,
doing
and you
un-Honda
had to
thing,
tap
it's
the
also
gear
kind of like the
box.
most Honda
It
thing
was called
to
SSM,
like to
and
do.
How the heck did it get in there?
Hey, Scrubber. Nah, family CRV is a family car. Alright. Yeah, all off-roaders are SUV, but not all SUVs are off-roaders. So just a big fuck off car then, the CRV. Well, I guess I'm just sticking to the Forester then. I'm quite fond of Forester. Also, hey Scrubber, welcome back. Yeah, we're doing like React stuff. Yeah. Also, yeah, everyone meet Scrubber, the new guy, from since yesterday.
Kawamoto's method of saving
Yeah,
Honda's bank
yeah, I'm
account
looking forward
was
to
make
seeing
the
you more
cars
in
the
like
world
stream. Lot of
run.
room for family and huge
Big,
boot for
bloated, fuel-efficient gray
shopping.
devices
Yeah,
that took you
I
and
mean,
your
even my
ugly
dad
kids
has
to school and work.
have
And he did a wonderful
a
job of it.
HRV.
But while he was balancing spreadsheets and looking at manufacturing efficiencies, on the wall above his desk sat a photo of Old Man Honda.
Yeah, it's like his spirit is telling
Old Man
him.
Honda was scary. He was from the
Oh,
grave.
yeah, bro has
There he was,
aura.
just staring at him. Those
Yeah, that's
judgmental eyes,
that's
reminding him that this
eternal
isn't
aura.
his
Like you
name
know
into
what
the world.
youngins like call these days.
Honda isn't a Civic. Honda isn't even a car. Honda is the name of a man. And that man was an enthusiast, a thrill seeker, a race car driver.
Yeah, bona fide
And so, to keep
jackass.
Soichiro from literally haunting him to death, Kawamoto set aside some money for a special project. He had seen that even as the world lost its love for pricey sports cars, competitors were still making driver-focused machines for those of us with a heartbeat. Nissan's Silvia, Toyota's MR2, and Mazda's Miata. Honda's 95 lineup would have no answer. Nothing that revitalized the soul outside of the wildly expensive NSX, and that wasn't selling so hot. So Kawamoto called upon Shigeru Uehara, who was probably just twiddling his
I think
thumbs
HRV and
bored
CRV are
after
lovely.
designing
Didn't
a
man
masterful
family cars and
NSX,
these I
and
love
being
from the
told
broadly
no
to
one
super
loved
like
sports
Japanese
cars
car
anymore.
and really like it with super
Kawamoto
sporty and
gave Uehara
reliable.
a small budget and full
Yeah,
protection from
and
the marketing department.
I think like what the FD2, right? I think if you use like the 2-liter variant, I think the 2-liter variant actually is the chassis is actually like slightly different than the 1.8 liter, and apparently it's actually like the sportier of the two, from what I heard. I just love the FD2, man. That's like one of like my childhood dream car, the FD2R.
Uehara planned to make a modern sports 500.
Yeah, I might compare it to this
This time,
CRV
though,
as
quite a bit
CX5.
faster, and he'd make it the Honda way, the weird way.
I just realized it's just driving off the wall.
Open sports car since the S800 ceased production back in 1971. The tiny 800cc engine was incredibly advanced with twin camshafts and a roller-bearing crank which allowed it to rev to 8,000. And the S2000 followed.
Wait, is this Top
high-tech
Gear?
tradition.
Yeah, it is Top Gear, it's BBC.
Now look, I'm gonna be honest with you all. Growing up as a car guy, a drifter, and a racing fan,
Wait, that's him.
I didn't really have a lot of love for Honda. And you might feel the same, but you're wrong. I mean, I sure was. In my defense, with their tiny little engines, low horsepower numbers, and front wheel drive, I really didn't get it. Their cars just didn't seem like sports cars.
I
they were
mean,
just
to be
passenger
fair,
cars. But that all changed.
some car, even
2
front
years
wheel, they
ago,
can be
that
just
broke, and
fun
I'm kind of done
to
with
like
sports cars.
drive.
So I gave
Like
in
even like the
and
car that I
bought the
have.
silliest car I could, a Honda Fit.
Yeah, the Honda
Almost
Fit.
overnight,
That thing
I
is
fell in love with
a
it.
hoot,
Like,
man.
love. It was cute, but it drove with ferocity. Its minuscule engine was laughable on paper, but with your butt planted in that little seat, you were never wanting for more power.
Yeah, I think that's sort of like
I could
what,
tell
like
it
what
was made
James may say,
extremely well.
like from like
It
the
was
Singer
comfortable,
911,
And
the
of all
Top Gear
cars
review.
I've
Like
ever
it's
owned,
not about like
probably up at the top
like
of
the
cars that
numbers,
put a
right?
smile
Like
on my face
for
every single
him,
time I drove it.
like it's not about the speed, it's the sensation of speed.
With
So
that car, I learned what real, clever engineering can do for even the most humble of vehicles. And in owning
the
that
hand of
cute
it
little
nah get
Honda
the
Fit,
fuck out everywhere, but
I
and it's
learned
called the
one unusual
Jazz.
fact. Honda doesn't give a f.
Give a fit.
They do whatever they
Yeah,
think
but-
is right. And it usually is. They're essentially the Nintendo of the car world. Content
I mean, that's
with
one way
making
to
their
put
little
it.
products their own way, seemingly ignoring what everyone else is doing. Going against design and
Okay, I think it's a
engineering
shame
norms,
also,
as if
like
to
the
just
Jazz is just
challenge
practically like
themselves.
gone
The
from
result?
Malaysian market. Now we just
Those
have
little cars
the
you have to drive to
the
enjoy.
Civic
Vehicles that work
hatchback,
for
which
you,
is
not
just the.
against you. Machines that once you own
I think it's just
you
might as
fall
well
in
just
love
call it
with
like the
them.
Jazz, you
Because a
know,
Honda car
with
is magic.
all of like
It's why they were my
their
first
family
story to
face
tell.
thing and
The
all that
NSX's
stuff.
existence
Why don't
is
you just call it a
absurd.
Honda Jazz?
Honda in the 1980s took a look around at the world of fast cars.
Yeah, it's a
Expensive
driving
exotics with over-the-top
experience.
styling, sports cars with huge turbos chasing ever higher horsepower numbers. Their team writing copious notes. Hell, they even made a chart. Then they just threw all that in the trash and made a car their own way. And what they made was perfect.
Yeah, they just like, you
It
know,
wasn't powerful like a
kinda,
Ferrari.
it's kind of like
It wasn't a
Yamaha.
sculpture of male insecurity like a Lamborghini. It didn't rely on
Ooh, that's
shafters
gonna
like
set off a
turbos or
lot
wheels
of
for formula.
people.
It used ingenuity, engineering, and a little sprinkle of magic. It was a really fast, really well-made Honda, and the world needed it. From the S500 to the Honda Fit, Integra, and Civic Type Rs, hell, even the Ridgeline, Honda doesn't make anything the way you expect them to. And so, when
But I will
wanted
say
to
though,
make a
like the
Halo sports
current
car,
lineup.
one that
Okay, this is
represents
why
the
like, I'm
unique
just
vision
saying I have
Honda
a
has carried
soft
for
spot for
decades.
the FD2R
Kawamoto
because
knew Yuihara
I
had
think after the
to make
FD2R,
his
the
car his own
FK8,
way.
right?
By
They
now,
just have to
Shigeru
make it
Yuihara
like
had
what?
kind of developed a
The
system
type I have, they just have
like
to
the
make it with like the
NSX
electronic
before,
handbrake,
with its
and I
graphic
just
performance.
hate it.
This new project
Like
was
hated
on the chart
it.
of the world's top sports cars.
Legit, it's one of those
But
like
rather than
things that I
exotics,
just
they
look at
focused
it
on
and
the
just
machines
grinds
like
my
pure
gears.
driving
Okay,
pleasure.
you give us
The
a
Caterham
manual,
7,
but they don't give
the
it like a
Mazda
handbrake.
Miata,
It's
the
like
Lotus Elan.
I don't know, man.
Proper
It's like
wind in your
what?
hair, smile
Like
on
you
your
wanna make a
face
manual
sports
car,
cars.
the manual
of
and the
course,
handbrake
no project
with
of
the
Honda could be
lever,
real
that
wasn't
felt
involved in
like
or
a
inspired
complete
by
package.
Formula One.
The FK8 Type R doesn't felt like
To
that
the
way.
SSM
That's why I just sort of
concept,
have like the
Yuihara
secret,
focused specifically on the
deep-seated
60s
hate for
era of
that.
Formula One.
Again, no
While it was a
offense.
dangerous part of Formula One history,
Yeah, manual with the handbrake. That's like,
engineering team at Honda
it's
who made the
so
original
fucking
S500.
cursed.
The project
But
was
I'm
called
sorry,
SSM,
man.
or Sports Study Model. The key word there was study. It wasn't really meant to create a car to go on sale in showrooms. Well, at least not anytime soon. They knew that making new sports cars was a disastrous move in the mid-90s. But we can assume Kawamoto and the team at Honda had high hopes that the world of fun cars would return. So they planned ahead, designing a sports car for the future. A future they thought would be brighter and more fun. And thank God they were right. Yuihara's vision of a futuristic cutting-edge successor to S500 was a vehicle that focused on saving weight, out-of-this-world engineering, classic proportions, and of course that Honda secret sauce, making a crankshaft spin really, really fast.
Yeah,
To really make this
9K.
sports car soup flavorful though, they would need a little Italian spice.
A little fusion. You
How
so
many
to say.
ideas do you get from Formula One
Man, now I want
performance? Do you use a lot of
spaghetti.
that technology in your design for the
Yeah, I think,
street
I'm gonna
cars?
see if I can get like
Technology,
someone that's like spaghetti
I try
tomorrow.
to use
Just
as much
feeling
as
it.
I can. in technology.
VTech, yeah, I think it's already
In,
VTech era
design,
now. Like now they just make it
is
like,
not
you know,
only
even more
Formula One,
VTech.
it's all what going around the scientific activity. My ideal is to combine science.
Oh, Pininfarina.
By now, if you've watched enough of my videos, you'll have realized they're all connected. Well, this one's easy. The thread that runs through this story is one of the most important companies in the automotive world. You definitely know the name. Pininfarina.
Okay, here's let me share a little fun
All of the
fact.
beautiful Italian supercars
Scroll if
of the
you
world.
haven't known.
But what you may not know is, on a few
The
occasions,
guy that
they've made a little
designed
trip to Japan.
okay, I forgot
The
his
first
name,
one
but
was in
the guy
1984.
who designed the Ferrari Enzo designed a Gundam.
Back then, Honda hired Pininfarina to style them
Look
up
at
with the most
G40,
out-of-the-box,
like the same guy who
out-of-this-world
worked in
sports car concept.
Pininfarina
And it was
designed
called
the
HPX.
Enzo. He designed the Gundam. Like just look up like
The
G40.
HPX was one of the most striking and unique concept cars they'd ever made. It was a classical wedge.
Yeah, even that now, that name sounds
the
like
way you
even the
expected it.
name alone
You know,
sounds sexy.
like Honda. It was mid-engined, it didn't have any doors, it was made of advanced materials, and it was, and still is, magnificent.
Also,
It was
where do we
so
get this
great that about
soundtrack? It's
5
so
minutes after Honda
whimsical.
saw the first drafts of its design, they started making the NSX. And so too,
Enzo
the
was
SSM
favorite car growing up. I
concept
had
would be a
multiple
partnership
pictures
that
on
crossed
photo
the globe.
paper.
Italian design,
Damn.
Japanese engineering. That really needs to happen.
Yeah, I'm just
more
gonna say my
often.
favorite design.
Pininfarina worked with Honda's
Okay,
lead
apart
designer, Daisuke
from
Sawai, to bring together what they saw
apart
as
from
the future of sports car
the
bliss. A
the
two-seat
Italia. I'm just gonna say
roadster
Italia,
an
most beautiful car in
aircraft
the world. But
carrier
if I were to
as
say
one
one of my
knows.
favorite
And of
Honda
course,
design that's
wild,
not the
weird design
Italia,
choices because
I'm
concept.
gonna say the Testarossa.
Most notably,
Like,
in the SSM, the
I don't know,
driver
man. The
passenger was separated
Testarossa
by
is just one of
center
those
beam,
cars
giving
that
the driver the experience of
it's
being in a
like
Formula
it's
One car
it
that
looks
fits you like a glove,
dated,
but
but
also, this
it's like
design
it's
promised
still like
enhanced
eye
chassis
catching.
rigidity
It's
and
like
better handling, which is usually
dated,
lacking in
but
roadsters
also
and road cars.
doesn't get
The
old.
result was gorgeous, and again, this was
Like that's
1995.
beauty,
The
man. That's why you.
S2000
That's
was
how you
released
make
for another 4
beauty.
years. But even when it came out in 1999, its design was ahead of its time. The SSM wasn't alone. Over at the Pininfarina booth, its twin brother, the Argento Vivo, showed a very similar face. But of course, the Vivo being in the Pininfarina booth was more elegant, more Italian. It had the same underpinnings as the SSM, but it was draped in wood, leather, and bigger, bustier Italian lines.
Yeah, of course. It
These two
that.
cars at the same show the same year sent a message. Honda had a vision for the future, and it was a very fun future. Their concept cars stole the show. Press speculation was all over the place. The underwhelming
Yeah, seen the
NSX wasn't aging
2026
very well.
8 for the
And as a
Testarossa. A lot of mixed
driver-focused
reaction.
SSM, an elegant Vivo suggested to the general public
I
that the
think.
NSX
Okay, I haven't
replacement
seen it. Maybe
had
we'll
arrived.
see it later. But also, I'm just gonna say, what was that new one they call like the Ferrari
It was hard to
Luce?
sell
Like,
ultra-expensive, ultra-fast cars.
dude,
no
that
matter
thing
how
is
well-balanced and
such a.
well-engineered they were.
I'm just gonna say,
It
just
came
the
with a Honda
looks
badge.
alone. I tell you, man, that's
wouldn't
not
be
even like a
the
Ferrari.
NSX's
That's just
replacement.
the
It was its little
butler's
brother.
child that think himself
Reception
is the
from the Tokyo
Ferrari
Auto Show
because
proved to them
he
two
lives in the
things.
Ferrari household.
One, they were gonna sell a shitload of CRVs.
Like not even a bastard
And
child
two,
because
that CRV money
like, if you don't
meant that
say
they
like
could
the
make
bastard
SSM
child,
a
right?
reality.
I'll say the R35 is the bastard child. It's like yeah, it's not a Skyline, but it's still a GTR. That's what I mean when I say the R35 is sort of like the bastard child in the GTR family. Like it's not Skyline, but it's still a GTR. The Luce, that's not even a bastard child. That's just like the butler's kid that wears the Ferrari name. They got Apple designers to design about it in the show. Like, yeah, I think especially like they get a phone designer. Like, dude, phone design, a smartphone
Now,
design
of course,
too.
working
Like,
with Italian supercar designers and concepting
dude,
a new sports car from scratch,
you see a
all sounds very
smartphone, that's
expensive.
it's just.
And it was.
I mean,
But
remember
Carl
like
was
phone in
sure
the
Honda's
2000
new
and like
CRV
so
aesthetics would keep the lights
wacky
on,
and
the board
everything.
happy,
There's
and the
like
Mitsubishi
flip
sharks
phones, like
obey.
dude,
So
flip
the
phones.
S2000 project got its budget.
I tell you, man, never.
Uehara's job, not just
I
to
don't
make a
care,
new
like
sports
maybe
car,
old
but
tech,
a
but
Honda
we
sports
need to
car.
bring back
One
the
that
flip
evokes the
phone.
spirit of the
Not
Sports
even as like a
500.
touchscreen, with like the buttons and all, but we also have like the
revolutionized
Android
the NSX
software in
and
it.
competed with
We
the growing
need
field
that.
of sports car challengers like the BMW Z3, Mazda Miata, and Porsche Boxster. It would be hard, but Honda always loves a challenge. As the hype around the Tokyo Motor Show faded away, the SSM concept was packed in a crate and shipped to racetracks around the world. On the Nürburgring, in the Swiss Alps, and on the quiet mountain roads of Hokkaido, they drove the SSM and Vivo concept prototypes for upwards of 1 million miles.
Damn.
Uehara's team wasn't just testing the cars, they were torturing them.
I gotta
apex,
find out
every
like their
toasted set
breaking
of brake
point. You
pads
just
and
have to
shaved set
know.
of tires were sacrifices to the Honda team's diligent work to make the new S2000. It was hard
No,
work
the
because
latest,
they
but you
weren't just
think
trying
the
to make a
M1
good handling drop top.
homage.
They were trying to do what no one
I'll
else
look
had
into it
before.
later.
Make a convertible that didn't flex. If you didn't know, the roof of your car is a key element in its rigidity, so convertibles tend to be a bit on the soft side chassis-wise. Other companies tend to reinforce nearly every part of the car to make up for this flex. Cross braces, hidden roll bars, extra bits welded everywhere, to make their convertibles not turn like a pregnant yak.
Okay.
Honda, of course, had a different idea. The very late 90s named concept, X-Bone. A central
Okay, I think it
structural
should be
backbone
called
ran
the
straight down the middle of the car,
crossbone.
linking the front and rear subframes. It was revolutionary and core to what made the SSM concept
I think it's
so
called the
novel.
crossbone.
And best of
Which,
all, it worked.
damn, that's a
The
Gundam
S2000 was as
name
rigid on the
right
road as a
there.
slip-top sports coupe. And it didn't suffer some
Because I think
bloated
even
weight
like the
penalty.
KTM one, it's not called the X-bone. I think it's called
Their
the
innovations didn't stop
crossbone.
there. Honda wanted the car to have perfect
It just
balance,
has a like
unlike
stylized with
Formula
an
1 car.
X, from
So
what
they
I
pulled
heard.
the engine back behind the front axle and mounted it as low as they could in the chassis. With
They're a
that
highway
rigidity
between the
and that
BMW
low
i8
center
and
of gravity,
Lamborghini
paired
Countach.
with 50-50 weight distribution and suspension design lifted
I don't know,
straight
but
to
I
the
see
NSX,
neither
all
of them. I
combined
just
give the
see
Honda
like,
S2000
I mean,
driving
legit,
dynamics that
it's
punch
legit.
far
It's like
above
the
its weight.
butler's car that
A
wears the
true
Ferrari
Honda
name.
sports car is nothing without a
Like
heart.
it's not a Ferrari. Maybe Banner patented crossbone. Nah.
The new 16-valve twin-cam 2-litre engine is supposed to have more power per litre than any
Yeah, because it's
other
still the
normal
90s, right?
aspirated
The
production
top
engine.
gear we know today started in the 2000
This feels like
2002.
it's got about 140. So where's all the power? Ah,
Oh yeah, VTEC kicking, yo.
because of course, this 2-litre has got Honda's infamous VTEC variable valve timing, which makes it almost 2 engines in one.
The S2000, like the NSX before, was
There's a
an
BBC,
engineering
well, Top
flex
Gear was in
from Honda.
BBC One.
They'd spent the last 4 decades pushing Formula 1 cars and motorcycles to engineering heights no one dared to reach. And they brought it all together under that hood. Uehara didn't just have his team take a Civic engine off the shelf and tune it up. They purpose-built a whole new power plant for the S2000, dubbed F20C. An all-aluminum 2-liter sidewinder missile of an engine. Forged internals, dual overhead cams, and VTEC meant it produced 240 horsepower without a turbo in sight. Now I know that number's not astronomical, but it was
I don't know,
2
sure, maybe
liters.
my model's
It
not
made
showing
more
it,
power
but
per
I have
liter
like
than
the
anything
most
Porsche, Ferrari,
lecherous
or any
grin
company could
looking
muster
at
for
this
over a
thing
damn
right
decade.
now.
Press down your right foot, and the
You're
F20C
licking
would
my
unleash
lips
that
a
power
bit.
all the way up
Look
to a
at
9,000
that.
RPM red line. Again, just to show that they even could, Uehara's team didn't even bother asking anyone for help with shifting the gears. They built their own 6-speed in-house, and it was a masterpiece. And it was used to take advantage of the VTEC-shaped power band of the F20C, fitted with close ratio gears to keep the car high on the revs. And its shift throw incredibly short, just 40 millimeters, shorter than any production car at the
But
time.
that definitely gonna
Meaning
felt
that the
good.
car was
Definitely gonna
always,
felt
always
good.
in the power band, and always just a quick flick of the wrist from passing anyone in front of you. That 6-speed didn't just shift gears; it moved and clicked like the bolt on a sniper rifle.
Oh man, don't mention it like that. You're giving me a boner now. Get it?
Is often lauded as the best part. To keep track of those fast-changing gears, Honda even gave you a digital gauge cluster inspired by Formula
Oh,
1.
look at
And it lit
that.
up, not with the turn of a key, but with
I
the push
don't
of
know,
a
something
button,
about like
just
these
a
sort of like analog,
It was
digital.
magnificent.
Like
So
this, like what?
well-engineered, so much
This.
out-of-the-box thinking,
Wait, is
so
it
much
analog or
nuance
is
and
it
joy put
digital?
into
But
every
it
decision.
looks
It
analog, but it's also
true.
digital. I just love that look of
And
like
in
that
1999, when it was all
that
bolted together
cluster,
and painted in
especially on
Formula
like the
Red,
F
they boxed it up and
the
sent it to the Geneva
FD2,
Auto Show to
like
show the world what they've
man.
been cooking for the last 5 years. And what the world was
I
about
gotta
to
say,
witness was what can be done when you build a
yeah,
car
Tour
not
of
for
Horseback is a
profit,
huge difference how heavy the
but for
vehicle, like, can't really like. Yeah, I gotta say, full white red engineers cover all jumpers so you can be safe out of dust tracks. So yeah, everyone wants the Miata. Where did it go wrong?
Honda should be, everything good sports car should be, and everything you think fast cars are supposed to be when you close your eyes and forget for a moment about V8s and torque and all that other stuff.
Sam Smith book. Alright, I'll take note.
Despite its diminutive price
Yeah,
tag
we have
and relatively
still
pedestrian
11
specs,
minutes to go.
The S2000 was special enough to be assembled by the same people in the same factories that were trusted with the NSX.
Oh.
In April of 1999, those factories pushed bright red, white, and yellow
S2K was there,
S2000s
Russell
into showrooms
Starbucks
around
Cup.
Japan, and later into a crowded battleground.
Again, I think it's just sort of like the
Because a year
lack
prior,
of, you know,
inspired by the success of the Mazda Miata, everyone else
I think
had released
it's
their own
like
drop
they
top
just make a
roadster.
one-off
By
and
the turn
that's
of the
it.
millennium,
There's no
young
like they didn't make
businessmen
like
trying to get attention
generational
could buy a BMW
refresh,
Z3.
like all that stuff.
Their middle-aged managers could settle on an Audi TT. Their aging CEO could putt around town in an SLK Roadster. And they could all buy a Porsche Boxster S after the divorce. They were all great cars, all released before the S2000. And they were all from prestigious European brands. Which made it a tough decision in the year 2000. Which seems ridiculous now, as every one of those Euro Roadsters have largely faded from memory.
No, they're
They
not.
look old and dated parked at a Cars and Coffee, and most of them can barely even run anymore.
Oh, you
UER's
mean like
S2000,
those?
Even today, though, is still shining. Still worth nearly as much as it was brand new.
Yeah, that's
And
appreciated
still
because I think
stunning, no
from
matter what
I think
it's
I
expected.
still remember.
But
Right? I was
again, if you were a
checking
buyer in
this.
1999, the S2000's reserve styling might have sent you to the Porsche dealer. Its simple interior might have made you yearn for a Benz or a BMW. And the price tag from a Japanese brand might fool you into just buying the cheaper Miata. Hell, even if you test drove one, chugging around your local Honda dealer at 30 miles per hour, shifting gears constantly and not going anywhere fast, you may not have understood its appeal.
I think it
Because at
appears when you
street legal
push
speeds
it.
below 6,000 RPM, you hadn't even hit VTEC. The car was asleep. Driving to the supermarket, you can't feel that NSX-derived suspension design. In stop-and-go traffic, that close ratio 6-speed is downright annoying to manage. And if you had nary a curvy road in sight, you'd probably even regret buying your S2000. But you'd have been wrong. Because to understand the S2000, you had to wring it out like a dirty...
I don't know, man. This sounds just maybe on stream. Maybe if you just play me in background, this is gonna you like your mom came in like, what the hell are you watching,
It
son?
wasn't made to impress you in a sales brochure or in a comparison of lap times and 0 to 60 tests. It was made to thrill you on an open road and make you
Yeah, I
giggle
wouldn't
like a
care.
child is beating the piss out
Yeah,
of you.
people prefer Miatas
Flying through a
before the
corner
market
far
got
too
bad.
fast,
Everyone wanted one
flicking
first
that
shut
wheel
up.
and
Because
managing
cheap
its
shit
quick
walks
steering
for the
ratio,
driving
and
came
hearing that
bashed
beautiful
up.
engine howling through the air around you, you would finally understand. This was 40 years of Honda Motorsports at your fingertips, ready to tackle the next challenge again and again. It was brilliant, it was special, and like all good things, it was never meant to last.
Oh.
Yes! Just more! All the time, more. Give people what they want. You hear me, Honda? Give people what they want. Just, Honda, just make the S2000 again.
You know what? I don't even
Make
care.
it
Just
again.
don't even have to refresh. They
This-
just use the same
This
shape
is
for
what
all I care.
enthusiasts
Just
want. You did it.
just make the
For
same
10
damn car,
glorious
and people will
years,
still eat it up.
You did it. You gave the world exactly what they wanted.
The Honda S2000 was always going to be short-lived, because like the NSX before it, it was just a special project. A one-off, out-of-the-blue idea.
So it is just a
cooked up by
one-off.
skilled and probably bored engineers that wanted to challenge themselves to do something that no one asked them to. It was difficult. It was unnecessary. But it worked. Honda's team made 110,000 examples of UEHAR's Roadster, shipped it the world over, and most of them went to American showrooms. Reviews by automotive press were largely glowing.
Oh wait, is
In
that
comparison to the
uh?
competition from BMW, Porsche,
But that's
and Audi,
Richard and
the
just now
S2000
Jeremy.
was always first or second place.
I was like, wait, hammered?
Unfortunately, some of those journalists dinged the F20C for its lack of low-end torque, making it kind of annoying to drive in a city. So Honda tried to fix this by updating the car with a longer stroke and a lower redline, giving it better daily driving performance. But
Hammered
all
and
this catering to
Jezza.
annoying journalists came at a cost. The second iteration of the S2000 kinda lost its edge, its raw driving experience, its raucous, high-rev symphony. It was still a great car, but it wasn't Honda magic anymore. In another world, the S2000 would still be living on today,
Yeah.
challenging the competitors in showrooms and racetracks the world over. But Kawamoto retired from leading Honda just as the S2000 arrived, and his successor, Hiroyuki Yoshino, had a different plan for the company.
We need to bring
Yoshino
him
would
back.
push Honda towards the future, not with sports cars, but with robots, rocket ships, and hybrids. Thankfully, Yoshino let the S2000 live out its life for a decent run, probably because he too still had a bit of fear of that portrait hung in his office.
Yeah.
portrait of the
Yo,
man
Honda,
whose hands
haunt the
built
guy.
this place.
Haunt the guy, whoever is running Honda now, haunt him. Follow him to his house. You know, open the doors. Open, like, flip the switch. Annoy him until you make another one. Please, the spirit of Soichiro Honda.
Exactly what he always dreamed of. A simple, lightweight, open-top roadster that delivered pure motoring joy. As a final send-off of the Honda S2000, 10 years after its release, Uehara gave us the S2000 CR, or Club Racer. It was an S2000 that cut carbs and went to the gym. It was lighter, stiffer, with bigger wheel wells, wider tires, and more grip. The CR was an S2000 homologated to race for no race in particular. With its creation,
They just make it because they
Uehara made
can.
the ultimate edition of the S2000 that he had always
Yeah,
wanted.
Honda current
It was
CEO,
the
yes.
best rear-wheel
The
drive
bodies on new Honda
convertible
legit and
roadster
so ugly.
Honda had
I don't
ever
even
produced,
care for the
and it
body, I
might
just
well be
want
the
the
best.
the
In large part
sensation.
because Uehara retired just after making it. And with him, the last of the old guards at Honda have left the building. There is likely no one at Honda today that has ever stood face to face with Old Man Soichiro, or cowered in his long and terrifying shadow. So,
You know what?
does this mean the age of Honda's huge upsets is over? Can Honda surprise us again as they have before? Breaking into car development with a four-wheeled motorcycle like the S500? Upending the world's
You know what?
definition
Just
of
haunt
cars
the
with NSX?
entire
Or creating a
executive
timeless
office.
motoring
Just
icon
just
of the
make the
S2000?
meeting room, the boardroom haunted.
Sure, they've teased us with sports cars over the years, but are they going to build them the right way? Not over-engineered by stuffy German scientists, designed to fit a market segment, or penned by egotistical designers with focus on form over function. No. To wow us again, they'll need to make their next sports car the S2000 way. The Honda way. Start
And we are
with a challenge.
still not there, in my
Do
opinion.
something they've never done before, and make it for that young boy named Soichiro, who as a child saw his first car and knew that he'd spend the rest of his life building one of his own.
Yeah, but it means a lot to me. Even the new
That boy who
series are
started
probably
a
way
company
better.
to
The
share
Type
that
R
passion
is
with
so good.
others.
The
Who
2006
took great
Fat Civic
risks
and
made
Fat Civic
huge
to me looks
compromises
so good
to
almost 20
share
years
his
later.
dream with the world. With just his one good
Hey,
eye,
green guy.
Old Man Honda always had a perfect
After you
vision.
finish it, we can react to
Make a car
BFB
light,
14.
make it simple, and most important, make
Nah,
it fun.
maybe not. Maybe not. I think this is gonna be the last
The
one.
Honda S2000 was a gift made for a ghost.
What a line! A gift made for a ghost.
Inspired by Formula One, driven
What a
with driver
line!
seats and powerful without turbos. The S2000 hammered out a song few could sing better. It was a rousing symphony in honor of a man who spent his life seeking that perfect rhythm, that delicate drum that moves the soul, the human heartbeat.
It moved my heartbeat as well. Like, dude, I'm just putting my hands on my chest, just feeling my own heartbeat here. Thank you. Thank you so much, the squid. Wow. Wow. Oh, what's this? Oh, we got a post-credit scene? Oh, we got a post-credit scene now? Oh, you gonna tease us like that now, Squid?
アメリカ・デトロイトにある車の殿堂。フェラーリ、メルセデス、シボレー。世界の自動車王たちの中に日本人でただ一人本田宗一郎さんが殿堂入りしていました。ミスターホンダは高性能エンジンの代名詞と最大級の賛辞が添えられていました。殿堂の入り口にあるサイン帳。
Wow. The vault.
世界への夢を実現した本田さん。幸夫人を伴ってここを訪れていました。
Wow. 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 Just. I'm at a loss. I think everything I have to say is already said, like throughout like the video run. But man, this yeah, that's I would give it a standing ovation right now. Like I would, but my nephew is sleeping, so I'm just gonna do a quiet ovation. Masterpiece, man. What a fucking masterpiece. This is like the old YouTube of yore, man. Like this kind of shit. But anyways, so yeah. Thank you for the video, the squid. Also, thank you for stopping by and leaving a comment. I appreciate it. Oh, what the hell is BFB14? Also, if you want to recommend me like a React, right? I think it's best you just join my Discord. So any suggestion, you just I have like a channel for like React suggestion there. Like yeah, I think I decided I'm not. I used to just take ideas from chat, but now I have a Discord. I'm just gonna take. I'm not gonna take like React suggestion. Like yeah, I'm not taking React suggestion from chat anymore. If you wanna give a suggestion, do go to my Discord channel. There. And what the hell is BFB14? What? Yeah, no, maybe not. Also, by the way, I just need to say, just because you drop a suggestion in, like, that doesn't mean I'm gonna make a react to it. Like, I just do whatever. If I find it interesting, then I'll do a react on it. If something that I'm not interested in, then like, yeah, sorry. Still, I appreciate your suggestion, but not everything I'm gonna like react to everything you suggest in there. So yeah, that's what we've got. I mean, we have a little bit of scuff, but you know, instead of scuff, you know, here we have scuff plus dementia. That's how we roll. Like that's how we roll in this corner of Twitch. Oh, wow, no, just what a masterpiece of video. What a masterpiece of like a script, all that. So yeah, what do you think? Man, actually, I'll tell you what, this is one that's just worth the wait. Like, I will wait for like what at least 1 month, let the video like get all his views, and I'm doing a react for it. Yeah, the goat has returned. He remembered his password. Yeah, was a 1 year gap necessary? No. Was it worth it? Yes. Also, I think I was just sort of like talking about like the FD2R, right? Actually, what is it? Just now you're saying the M1 something something? Yeah, M1 homage. Oh. Oh. Alright, that's... I mean, it is certainly an eye catcher. Like, okay, it is definitely an eye catcher. I will say, like, yeah, not the best looking, but I think, yeah, I'm gonna say this is like, you know, at least I'm just gonna say this is eye catching, you know, like definitely eye catching. Like, yeah, maybe not the best looking, but if this like passes by on the street, I'm definitely like, you know. I'm driving, I'm definitely just gonna like turn my head and then just ran to the car in front of me. Like definitely, like this is yeah, this is definitely, like, I would call this a hit turner, you know. The M1 homage. Curious thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And then okay, it was also like what the Testarossa, what was it called? The 8 something something, one from Scrubber. The Scrubber just sort of mentioning it. Yeah, 849. Yeah, 849 Testarossa. I mean, it looks better than the Luce, but okay, I think this is one of those where like you have a really good timeless design, and it's gonna be really tricky to just like modernize. I think this is okay because I'm just gonna say, right, like what I think of the like most Ferrari these days. I think it's just one of those what is it? Okay, it's one of those, like, I think every Ferrari after the 458 Italia, right? It's like you can, one of those, like, yeah, you can just see, like, oh yeah, this is, like, the 458 Italia is such an influential design. I think it's just one of those, like, it just becomes the definitive Ferrari, like, look. And then for this one, the Tesla, sorry, I mean, I can understand why they wouldn't just make it, you know, like base it off like the 458, like you know, like the design ethos. They're definitely gonna go like back to the OG Testarossa, but I think just something about like more. It's like I think they just went a bit too far with like what they did here. I think that's what I think. I think they just went a bit too far. Like I can see like the ethos, like the design, you know, like from the OG Testarossa, but definitely they just went overboard. Like, okay, I think I can see a little bit of like the curve here. Like, yeah, this is definitely a very like 458, like the line here. But yeah, it is still a very like the Testarossa, but I think they just went a bit too far. Like I think they just straight up went into like the cyberpunk. Like they just went like straight into cyberpunk. Yeah, veggie shredder. Thank God I put a carrot around to pay attention, or unless your finger gets peeled up. The peeler? I don't know. But yeah, I'm still again. Eye catcher definitely is. I mean, it is a Ferrari, you know. Like every Ferrari, you see a Ferrari, it's gonna catches your eye, right? Like that's what Ferrari does. And then the luce happened. Is it called the luce or just like the lose? I don't know. Like I'm trying to like say like, you know, I'm Italian, but I'm not an Italian, so I might be butchering the name. But I think that's what we've got for today. You know, just a little bit of like car things, indulge like a little bit. Man, just what a. I forgot his name. Also, yeah, this is the one design. Yeah, G40 Gundam. And what's the name of the designer again? I can't in my head like recall like what's his name again? The designer. The industrial design version. Yeah, Ken Okuyama. Yeah, the guy who designed the Enzo. The Enzo, he designed this. But all things considered, it's not even that bad. Like if I'm being honest with you, it is I can respect it. I can respect it. But yeah, it is very posable. Like, and when I say posable, very posable. And also the Zaku, man, just when the hell Bandai they make an anime, they make a model and everything, but they didn't make a model kit. But I think that's all we've got for tonight. So yeah, a bit of a on the shorter side. I think maybe we'll just like one of these okay, I think how about this? Like the next reaction. How about this? I'm just gonna do like a bit of art and then we do one react and then we go back to art. Like how is that? Like is that okay? We could do like art, we do one react and then we go back to art. Like on the next one, because I just really need to finish this art piece here. Oh no, I think maybe I just finish it tomorrow. Maybe I can finish it tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, that video. I think I'm gonna edit the promo video and then like once I got back, you know, I have all like the peace and quiet, then I'll do like the recording for the intro. Yeah, a lot of things to do. But I think I'm just gonna call it like, you know, that's all. I'm gonna call it a night. A little bit early. And you know what, 3 hours, just about right. You know, we usually like, you know, do like what? Yesterday we streamed 4.5 hours, so I think it's about like, you know, fair that we ended like a little bit early. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna call it a night. So yeah, just thank you guys so much for stopping by for tonight. I really appreciate it. So with that said, I'm just gonna find someone to raid, and yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you when I see you. Got another Malaysian. Yeah.